I am, I believe 23.
You believe you're 23?
Hey,
I
have forgotten my own age.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I turned 37 this year.
Nice.
I turned 31.
Nice,
Oh,
dude.
apparently they can hear us having this conversation.
Are they?
Yeah. That means I forgot to turn up the audio. Hey guys, we're all gonna be. We're getting started a little late, but we're gonna be here for some awesome gaming stuff in like 3 minutes.
The other one is habanero. Those are the two flavors that they have.
Hello, we're happy to see you all. The gang is going to vamp a little bit while I finish fixing up the stupid camera boxes.
I'm going to turn the light on.
We're going to vamp, huh?
Yes.
I don't like it.
We are family.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Hey guys, I was thinking of this session. We just wouldn't hurt anybody, and we turn over.
We're going to be pacifists? That's so cute.
Yeah, we become better people.
You can all be seeking Golconda, which is the sort of vampiric form of enlightenment.
My character's doing that.
Is that down SoCal?
Did you just make that up?
No. No, I did not just make that up.
Oh no, that's an actual thing.
Yeah. There's like there exists a point that many vampires attempt to achieve, which is sort of like inner enlightenment, and the way you attain it is up for debate. But it's essentially vampiric nirvana, and it's called Golconda, which I'm sure is from like the Bhagavad Gita somewhere, but I couldn't tell you more about it than that.
Eddie experiences that every time he's killing people. He's good. I don't need to. I'm already there, baby.
Yeah,
Isaac
Some inner peace in people's inner pieces.
Isaac believes that exists, and he's looking for it. As soon as if a person can continually be drinking blood forever, then that's it.
He would get real fat and probably explode.
I don't think that's how vampires work.
They're not like
See, then you just become this flesh-crafted monster that lives in literally all of underneath New York. Oh wait, we don't acknowledge that existed.
Wait, blood makes you fat? Sorry.
No,
That was
What?
no.
he's a vampire. He drills a hole in his stomach.
I was actually just
And
going
it
for
just
a
pours
Scott
out.
Pilgrim reference there, but I'm fine with that
I mean,
as well.
Ivan could install a port. You know,
This is
Ivan could make
disgusting.
it so that it would just run right through you, so you could just like pop the gasket and brutal feed, and it just flows right out.
Hey,
Oh, that's
someone
actually
want
a
to
good
want to
idea.
pop the gore warning for me?
Oh,
Oh,
right, sorry.
hashtag horror. Or, exclamation horror. Thank you, Jimmy.
What?
No problem.
Exclamation gore also did something last I checked.
No, it's horror.
Okay.
Oh wait, don't forget. Aren't we supposed to have like a little intro movie?
Yeah, we already played it.
Oh,
Okay, it is hard.
Yeah, y'all
Hey,
done
hey,
talked
everybody.
through it.
We're good at that.
I mean,
I mean, Ivan could totally do that for Isaac, and then you just it looks so terrible.
We are almost ready, guys. I do apologize. It's been a bit of a morning for me.
But would that
There we go.
work?
I think I got it fixed now. So yeah, I woke up this morning to one of my students reminding me that I had agreed on Monday to write a letter of recommendation for them that is due today apparently, and I had not done yet. So she sent me a somewhat frantic text message, and so I had to get on that. And it doesn't take long to say good things about a good student, but it still takes longer than what I had properly budgeted for. So I do apologize.
teacher, don't you love me?
Yeah, essentially. They all call me Dad. It's really weird.
I'm mom to
Just
some
Dad,
of
right?
them.
Not Daddy. There
No,
we go.
absolutely 100% just Dad. I had one kid one time try to do the other, and I was like, nope. Nope.
Nope.
I resisted the whole dad thing for like basically an entire year, but at a certain point, like the overwhelming majority
They
of my
defeat
students, yeah, they just
Yes.
all kept doing it, and I was just like, fine, if that's what it's fine.
How old are they? What's the grade?
High school.
High school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna beat that.
No, no, the full
Little
force
fuckers.
of yeah,
It's like trying to
150
redirect
kids old.
lemmings.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you like it when they call you Big Papa?
I do appreciate it when people refer to me as their reasonably to perhaps oversized paternal figure. Yes. Sorry, that was anyway.
This dream is getting to see my creepy face today.
Let's
All
go
right.
kill people now.
I am 100% ready for it.
We're a little low on our kill count. The tank's getting real low.
Yeah, the
Well,
camera was
How many
beating us at
people
this
died
point.
in
All
the
those puppies.
fire?
Yeah, I still don't know how many people died in the fire, so we're
We don't-
behind.
It doesn't matter.
So
It does. It
so
does.
so here's what I'll say about the fire. You actually haven't heard anything about it on the news, which is interesting to say the least. For what you guys know about the way the Camarilla works, which you don't know much, but you do know some, and it's entirely possible that reports of it are being suppressed somehow. You're not
That they're
entirely
quashing it.
you're not entirely sure who that benefits necessarily, but it's not outside the realm of things that they might try to do. So yeah, you haven't heard anything about it yet. However, there were also a variety of other emergencies. There was another building actually not very far away from your fire that exploded apparently. And not
Are we aware of this building?
you're aware that a building exploded, but again, not many details have really surfaced yet, because this happened yesterday. So all you've gotten is that X building in X location has exploded. Police are looking into it. We'll update with new details when more is revealed.
Yeah, but we know that location.
No, you don't, actually. It is
Was it by
different.
the house?
It's like in the same quadrant of the city, but it's not like right next to it.
Oh, we did that. It's from the fire.
Yeah, totally yes.
Not worry
That's
about
fine. Whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no problem whatsoever. Everything is fine. This is all fine.
I don't care. We have a car.
We do have a car.
So you do. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can. I need to pull up the sweet photo. Hang on. It was.
Ooh, we get pictures.
Yeah, you do. Although not the 2019 one. Good God.
Yeah, please don't. That would be weird. Here's your 2019 Royals Race.
Here it is.
What the fuck year is that?
No. Hang
The
on.
world doesn't live that long.
It's okay. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to post this link in the
Oh, was it a phantom? If it's a phantom, I might cry a little bit.
hang on.
I think you're gonna cry a little bit.
So when I was a little kid, I used to read Encyclopedia Brown, and I could swear it was Encyclopedia Brown, although maybe it was a different book that I used to read. But some random kid had managed to get a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Anyway, so that link in Twitch chat, that's the car that you nicked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right. So the important thing is we need to now constantly be stealing license plates.
License.
Or we could just paint it.
Well, no. Like it's a generic color, as far as I understand, for a car like that. But we just need to have license plates to whenever we feel a little bit uncomfortable about people looking at us, just switch out to a new one.
Be like, new plate.
Yeah.
Ah, that has no mirror.
So that's the car that you guys drove away with.
Yes.
With that paint job.
Could I have? Are we playing now? Are we in the zone now?
That's where I always am.
I can't tell the difference between our banter.
I am real talk, never not role playing in some form or fashion. Anyway, continue.
It's pathological. Could I have, as the building begins to smoke and people begin to exit, not drive away in my cab, and instead wait, preferably not under a streetlight, or if I'm under a streetlight, throw a little rock at it and bust the light so it's out, and then turn on the light of the cab light, like, and just stand there in my nice suit and see if someone who perhaps may be missing a car now, perhaps missing a car and their driver, might need a ride from this very fancy party of people who know LA very well.
So fire happened, people ran and ended up in other places. No one stopped to hail a cab.
Well, then, they're running? They're just running out?
Some people are. Other people are like getting into groups of cars together.
Okay.
No one asks for a car and doesn't have one.
Okay, then I'm going to, if I can, would I be able to catch anybody before they get into a vehicle or amongst the chaos? Would I be able to basically thunk drag or sir, this way, come here? You know what I mean? Like, I got you. You know, I'm in a nice suit. I remember I'm all clean now.
You are in a nice suit, but you would also be dragging someone to a cab.
Perhaps they're hurt.
Okay. So here's what I'll say. Based on the specifics of the situation, I'll tell you that your behavior would be irregular and would still come across as weird to people in that scenario. So if it's something that you very much want to do, I'll allow you to do it. There will be roles involved and whatnot. But if your goal is to like seamlessly, sort of stealth into a situation and make it seem like it's something that's really normal, that's not going to happen.
In Eddie's version of that, he's attempting that. But I, Evan, the player, know full well it's going to look like basically someone just got kidnapped.
Okay. I do like the fact that Eddie is slowly morphing into Amos from The Expanse.
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Isn't he, though?
Yeah.
Also, you should be watching The Expanse. Also, anyone on the stream who isn't watching The Expanse, it's the best fucking sci-fi show in the last decade. Go watch that shit.
Is Amos cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Watch the show. It's on Amazon Prime. All 3 seasons are free right now.
I might watch that next time I'm over.
Watch that shit.
Crap.
Anyway, all right. So,
but yeah, so I don't think I'll be able to do it stealthily. But depending, like gauging of craziness that's going on, he might just be like boom and just like he just doesn't really give a fuck. At this point, he wants information. He doesn't know what we've achieved or what she got. He has no idea that she ghouled somebody. So he's like, fuck it. He's gonna grab somebody.
Okay.
That was a waste. I want a person.
I want a person, basically.
Need snack. You juice box, come here.
Also, our blood fountain is running dry. So.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so then in that case, what I want to see from you, it's gonna be. Okay, I would like from you a roll of. This is going to be manipulation and intimidation. You find someone who is a bit away from the pack, like everyone else is sort of running, and most people are going left. You find someone who's going right. You walk up to them and say, "Oh, excuse me, sir, please come this way." And they go, "Who the fuck are you? No, bye." And they try to get away, but this is really the only person who seems to be coming all that close to you. It's a man. You vaguely recall having seen him. He looks like one of the various sort of movie industry bro dudes who were all in there earlier. So he's a bit forgettable.
I completely did not get him to do it verbally. Can I punch him in the face? And
yes.
bring him with me?
So here's what I'm going to tell you. Give me strength and brawl. Roll that.
Oh boy. Okay. I'd like to not kill him. Oh boy.
It's nice to want things.
Guys, I'm trying.
Oh, all right. So
it's okay if he dies. It's fine.
So
if he dies, he dies.
Such is life. If he dies, he dies.
The stealthiness plan is out the window now. And days later, now this might help to explain somewhat why certain stories about the fire have been quashed. Because what you do is, I'm sorry, I'm going to take over for you a little bit for your actions. Yeah. He tries to move away. He says, "Fuck you, no, go away." And you go, "I don't think you understand, sir. Please come this way." And you grab him by the collar, and you drag him over to the car, and you break his arms and legs and fit him into the trunk.
Okay. So that was what I was going to do. I was going to snap so he couldn't get away. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I had to punch him in the head so hard his head explodes. But that was when I got them to the trunk. That was going to be the next mission.
Technically, that's not actually enough damage to kill him because you don't deal aggravated damage to mortals.
I do in my closet.
That is appropriate to the scene.
So, bam, trunk down. I'm in the car. I'm ignoring anybody going like, "Hey," and I'm just driving.
Okay, yeah. You have one cube.
You hear like a crack when you close the trunk because you didn't fit him in properly.
Well, trunks back then, you got to understand, fucking enormous.
Oh.
I could grab 3 more people for that fucking party.
Oh, easily.
Bogarts in the chat. If you think that's funny, wait until you see the rest because it's what gore and horror warning.
Yeah, gore warning.
I love how you seamlessly go from but blood though.
Blood though.
All right, so
I'm so cute.
Eddie Hoozle. So you get him in the car because I want to sort of speed forward to you guys getting home and resting and waking up the next day.
Oh well, won't we have to get caught up with Ivan first?
So Ivan had a grand day out. You guys get back and it's nearly daylight and Ivan's already in bed. So you'll have to catch up over breakfast.
Fine. Breakfast.
So you guys get back. Ivan, you get back. You got back pretty late. Now you were in a car with Benny the Fish and Sebastian. So Sebastian is driving. Benny is, for the first 2 minutes, sort of poking his head out the window with the Tommy gun next to him on the seat just in case. Looking behind you guys as you go. For anyone who would like to know more about the adventures of Isaac, check out the most recent Camarilla episode as Isaac was a featured player in a sweet, sweet crossover. The first one that we've done, in fact.
Ivan.
Or, sorry, Ivan. God damn it. What bonus XP to Isaac. With my students, when I screw up their names after the first couple of weeks, I throw Jolly Ranchers at their heads. Anyway, so yeah, so you get 1 XP. Because hopefully that'll be enough negative incentive to me to keep doing it. So Ivan was a featured player in the most recent episode of the Camarilla. There was a sweet game show that he participated in. If you missed that episode, it is absolutely a must watch. It was fantastic.
Excellent.
Ivan sings that song for about half a second, and it's beautiful.
If Isaac had gone, everyone
real different.
yeah, it would have.
Oh,
I don't think we would have gotten there, but I would have ripped those sharks in half.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you would have gotten there.
No, I don't think we would have gotten that far.
Everyone else would have been dead.
If Isaac had been here or been there, it would have been like a battle royale episode.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so
It's like, well, they can't win riddles if they're dead.
okay, so Ivan, you have the drive home. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, or anything that you want to say, or anything of the sort, otherwise, Benny will remain silent and pensive. He basically sits the entire time staring at the window and either like has his head on his hand like this, or is smoking a cigarette. And of people in the world who look cool smoking cigarettes, because some people look like idiots, some people look pretty cool. Benny the Fish makes James Dean look like Miley Cyrus. Like, he just has this just inherent smooth coolness to him that for whatever odd reason is only enhanced when he's smoking a cigarette. And no, that's not an advertisement for cigarettes. And I don't know, gore warning for that, but whatever. That's what Benny is doing. He rolls them himself one-handed with a glove.
Ivan would have commentary. That was quite a breach of protocol.
That was not supposed to happen.
You were aware of this?
I was aware late that Belmont had decided to go off the reservation a bit. Your involvement wasn't supposed to be a part of it. Those Camarilla weren't supposed to leave there alive. None of what happened was supposed to happen. I don't know exactly what punishment he'll receive. It depends what Conrad decides when he gets his hands on that madman.
I think we could perhaps come to terms on that. That was a dreadful breach of interpack politics, and it must be answered for.
Oh, if you have a grievance you'd like to raise, that would be entirely appropriate. I could contact the other pack for you if you'd like. We can try to settle it. If you want to challenge to a monomacy, that would be appropriate here. There are any number of possible ways of exacting some form of justice for that incredible insult. Not to mention it was foolhardy and stupid beyond all belief. But that's Mokavians for you.
Yes. A number of questions. Was that really a Book of Nod? I find myself doubtful.
I am doubtful as well, but the problem with Belmont is that he is known never to lie. That's actually one of the things that makes him to be, in some ways, the most infuriating. He is a pathological truth teller.
That is frustrating, then. However, it was not without merit. There was perhaps opportunity in that experience.
Yeah? What were you able to find out?
Names, faces, and seeing some potential weakness in alliances in the Camarilla.
Without the vinculum to hold them together, the Camarilla is basically just a fascist dictatorship that's really only ruled through fear or coercion. The only people who can make anything happen are the strongest among them, but they only... they rule by fist. There are some true leaders among their sect, but by and large, it's based on age and inertia.
Hmm. This might be an exploitable situation. I will be following up on it.
Please do. Let me know what you come up with. I have been drafting a letter in my head to the nearest bishop, and I'll see about the option of some sort of external adjudication, we'll say.
If it is necessary, yes. We will see if their priest declines the offer.
Would you like for me to set them in contact with you then?
Oh, most definitely. I must speak to the pack first, but I feel they will be understanding in this matter.
I'm sure they will. I can't guarantee exactly how long it will take. I'd like to tell you that it will be quick, but the fact of the matter is, last I was aware, they were heading into a situation involving possible werewolves. They may be a moment.
Well, I hope they perhaps get eaten a bit. They've already thoroughly upset one werewolf.
True, although I will tell you that taming wildlife is Mr. Heller's specialty.
Interesting.
Frankly, the cowboy's pretty good at it, too. There's every likelihood that they'll make it out of there just fine. Perhaps with a new hat.
Also, curiosity. They seem to have quite a bit of pull at this point. I'm impressed. However, I'm wondering if they have told you about Radiant yet.
My understanding is that Radiant is missing, presumed dead. Has the Camarilla up in arms about it. They are going to ground, hiding. Many of the elders are spooked and some are even leaving.
Leaving? Interesting.
Yes.
But, yes, if it makes things easier for you and information, they were delicious.
Really? Who got the final bag?
Eddie.
Really? That must have been a get for him. I'll let the leadership know. I'll include that in my letter. Should go a long way to proving that you are the better pack to bet on if we want actual results and not just a lot of bloodstains and trophies.
Anyone can make a mess. Not everyone can successfully use a scalpel to do it correctly.
I think that analogy may have gone a little off the rails for you halfway through, but I understand where you're going. So, look, I'll get in touch with them. I'll see what we can do about getting you in touch with their bishop. Don't be surprised if you wake up one night and you have most, if not all, of their pack there. Although Mitzi does tend to like to do business on her own. She's pretty solitary. You'll get to know them all, I'm sure, fairly soon, but whether or not you like them very much, actually, I'm pretty certain you won't like them very much. As for additional...
We don't have to like each other remotely. However, we do need to at least not get in each other's way and lose sight of the goal.
Well, losing sight of the goal I agree with you on, but strictly speaking, getting in each other's way is not entirely out of the question. Remember, the Sabbat thrives on competition. And they believe in survival of the fittest. Sometimes survival of the fittest, from a strategy perspective, is taking out the competition before you try to take on your actual objective.
Differential strategies.
Yeah, well.
But yes. But now they have made an attempt and they have failed. And now it shall be punished.
So, with Radiant out of the way, who's next on your list?
Let me see. We have a number of them. Rolling. Looking at. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So just to be clear, the rest of the pack arrives. Well, actually, so it would be Portia, Roxy, or Gianna, Roxy, and Isaac arrive
I
first.
highlighted it in pink for you.
Yeah.
Then Eddie.
Yes.
Then and
It would actually be
Ivan,
Ivan first, already in bed, and then
And us. And then Eddie.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we have a list. Obviously, Amelia Landerhaven, the prince, would be a top priority, but perhaps harder to reach.
I think Landerhaven might be skedaddled.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm hearing. Now, I don't know how true it is, and I don't know where she's gone to. And frankly, I don't know that she hasn't spread that rumor intentionally just to throw people off the scent, but I know that a lot of people are spooked, and she was definitely one of them.
Do you happen to know the clan of Landerhaven?
No. I think Venture, but that's just my speculation. There's it's not a polite question to just ask people. So unless I happen to get lucky and be somewhere where someone's having a conversation about it, I only get certain kinds of information. I'm actually more likely to know someone's desires than I am to know their blood type.
Yes, we have that. Big Tony is off the list as well. All right, that was of interest to you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You took him out too? I noticed. Well, in that case, I actually owe you a bit of a favor. Something I can deliver on myself. Give me a night or two. You'll see something pop up.
Very good. Let's see. We have Keeper, Seneschal's Harpies, and perhaps you might know of some other names that don't have ranks and titles to them.
A few. I know Philomath is a primogen. Although
This is good. They were on our list.
I cannot recall exactly what clan he is, but definitely a primogen. He, she. Philomath doesn't come out a lot. Or at least not to where I am.
Isaac Abrams.
Isaac Abrams. Abrams is he's a primogen. He's got some weird affiliations. The talk about him is that he's considered to be a bit of a wild card, I think.
Interesting. Useful to us or less so?
Everyone's useful for some reason or another. Abrams is useful alive or not? That's up for debate.
There we go. Let's see. Regina Vinn.
Regina would be an interesting one to try to go after. She's pretty powerful, is my understanding.
Actually, wait a second. Who were the two people that were there? It was Lola, and who was the other one?
No, or it wasn't Lola. It was Lily, and then it was the actress, Vivian Lee. Vivian or Janet? Okay. Vivian. Janet was in The Birds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Also, apparently the Camarilla was very interested in rescuing a Lola and Vivian Lee at the game show.
I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what would have been going on with all that. Thank you.
Oh, dear.
So
left a pack of shovel heads behind.
Oh, well, they're going to be dead.
That's so sloppy.
Well,
in a cage, even.
The fact that they were still in a cage is unfortunate, but leaving shovelheads around isn't entirely against protocol. Frankly, if you guys wanted to release a few here and
all
there,
in one place and unused, goodness, useless.
What I will say is, Regina Wynn is difficult. She's Nosferatu. But Regina and Isaac both have some kind of ties to the Anarchs, ways I don't fully understand. They get talked about in similar conversations, but again, I only hear so much.
There is an Ostercross.
He's one I really don't know very much about. Again, old, powerful. He's... Well, you ever get turned into, or rather, you ever been made to think that you are a lawn chair?
I cannot say I have.
Okay, well, Ostercross is the kind of guy to make you do that. He's elder of the Malkavians. But he isn't around so much. I'm hearing he's gone dark. May have left the area. I don't think he's left the state, but I'm not exactly certain where he is.
Right, and Yves Grossbeck.
Yves. Yves is fun. Sorry, I actually have to wait for my brain to catch up with me. Yves is a rough and tumble sort. Yves is trying to keep things together in the Camarilla, sort of. Yves has that classic Bruja issue where when they get older, they get a little unsure of their place. See, when you're young, you're full of fire and passion and righteousness. When you get older, that's tempered with pragmatism. Yves is regretting his pragmatism.
And Don Sebastian.
Don Sebastian is the boogeyman. Don Sebastian is a guy who no one particularly wants around, and yet everyone goes to when they need something real. Sebastian used to be in charge around here, is my recollection, but that would have been slightly before my time. But the way people talk about him, he is... Let me see. Your culture, you have Baba Yaga?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, out here they have Don Sebastian.
Fascinating. Let me see.
How'd your investigation into Boeing go? You guys ever managed to wrangle up any of that influence? Take it away from the camera a little bit?
Not as far as I'm aware yet. We are still looking for targets.
Well, I'll tell you, once you start getting into their influences, start taking a whack at their power base, you'll find a lot of them come crawling out the woodwork. You can't just drive around town looking to find some Camarilla elder wonder in the streets. It just ain't going to happen. But you can track them through their influences. It's a two-way street. They got to show up and, be influencing to have influence on others, right? So you find a guy who...
The goal is replacing Big Tony with a more controllable member.
Interesting. Well, you're going to want to do that part pretty quickly, because if you take too long, I guarantee you...
They do it themselves.
Well, they won't. The Camarilla will. From the time that you guys have gotten here until now, certain members of the Camarilla have been branching out into the organized crime community. They're doing a pretty good job of it. This is what they do. They build mortal power bases.
Let's see. I am wondering, perhaps that was... No, it wouldn't be Calvin. Too self-important and talking about the movies he makes so much. So Calvin was one of the ones there this evening.
Calvin.
Ventru.
Calvin.
Yes, went on and on and on about making movies.
Calvin, yes. He, he's new. He's a baby. He, well, I say that. He's been around long enough, I suppose. But by Camarilla standards, he's a wannabe, as far as they consider him. Him and...
I got that impression.
His whole group, really. They're oh, hey, thank you very much, Twisted Keely. Or Killy. Twisted Killy? Twisted Keely? Regardless. Hello. Thank you. Yes, Calvin is, well, he and his group, they're young, brash, although they do seem to have an air of competence about them that has led them to gain quite a bit more power than one would expect from someone of their generation or skill set. Seems their coterie is fairly formidable together, where they may have been less capable separately in the past.
They are not quite as capable as they could be together, even. They were very fractious.
Well, that would also be, to be fair,
But again,
part
weakness of the Camarilla.
And also Belmont's influence. Remember, that guy, he
very good at pushing buttons. It was... Were it not for the deep insult, it would have been thoroughly entertaining.
Well, that's typically how the Malkavian operate. You don't know that they like you until you've been dangled over a pit of Gould albino alligators solely for their benefit.
Sharks. It was sharks this time.
Nice, yes. It's always to teach you a lesson, so they say, but I've found that typically their lessons are opaque and unnecessary.
Or really straightforward, like sharks are dangerous.
I mean, ultimately, it did work out in some cases. The Ventru got bitten rather badly. It was
good. Was he bitten badly enough he couldn't heal? Do you think you could follow him back to his haven or something?
Entirely possible. I mean,
like, did he lose an entire leg? Is he...
Well, a large chunk out of a leg.
No, just a
Probably
chunk.
not.
No, he's probably fine.
Limping badly, but...
That would be a good thing to, use as a pressure point later on, but no, it's not. I don't think it'll get you to him right
very
now.
prideful. Oh, it's interesting. There was another one. There was two more. Celine, a toreador. Very prissy and fussy. Didn't want to get margarine on their shoes, even.
Celine actually probably moves through some of the same circles as Gianna, although has been stateside longer and is generally better at it. Gianna being newer and foreign, it will take her a little longer to get set up. Celine is glamorous in the extreme and well known for a certain formidable personality.
Interesting.
The other one you mentioned was who?
Adra.
Adra, yes, the golden child. She can do no wrong, is what I keep hearing, although these comments come from the same people who would just as quickly sing the praises of her demise should something happen to her. Remember, the Camarilla's full of snakes.
Of course.
But for now, her star is rising.
How so?
Her benefactor, her sponsor, is of some great influence, and as their star rises, so does Adra. As their star fades, Adra still rises, if that makes sense to you.
Hiding behind the skirts of her grandsire.
Now, that's what they do.
But who is the grandsire? That becomes the question. But I sensed weakness, and Calvin certainly spoke down to them frequently. It's always telling when someone is so willing to tear someone down to try and build themselves up, especially one with more power than them. It's interesting. And resentment is a powerful tool.
Oh, yes. Portia, yeah, if you have to rejoin the call, go for it. I'll fix the boxes.
We can pursue this ideal. Let me see. So if we have names, we need a minute to fix the boxes.
I'm not seeing her rejoin the call yet.
Have her in twice.
Yeah, same.
Really? I only have her in once in Frozen.
I see a frozen box of her and then a blank box with her.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me on this.
Oh,
Okay.
wait.
Starting to.
Still blank box.
Just
Yeah,
a
so
blank
blank
box.
Yeah.
I do not understand what her technical issues are. We have upgraded our internet.
There we go.
Hey,
Fixed everything we can
can
fix.
you hear us?
Gianna, can you hear us?
No.
Oh,
It could be computer set, Thrak. I mean, that's one of the last things that we can take a look at.
I think she froze again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's freeze.
Or deep contemplation.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the fix for this is. The problem is I don't know where the issue is coming from, because we've gotten her to, like, she closes out all of her other tabs. She does. Yeah, I mean, she probably does need CPU and GPU upgrades.
Wait, back again?
Maybe.
Question mark?
She has a laptop we might have to have her start using to run, like, part of this.
you could always do the old not using video and just do audio.
That's
Sucks, but
that's no bueno, especially for characters.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that one's not going to happen. Oh, something about her headphones, apparently. Okay. Well, we'll see what's going on.
Well, because everything went silent for me a little while ago for like 10 seconds, and then everything went fine.
I've been good the whole time. I've just been muted.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's continue with the scene so that we can get back to everybody, and we'll work on getting everything else going. Throck, I was already saying that. See, I was ahead of you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, buddy. Now our boxes might be a little bit screwy in the short term. We'll fix that all once we get some assistance done. All right. So, anything else? Oh, you had asked about Audra's sire. Sorry.
Yes.
Audra's sire is Amelia. Oh, sorry. Audra's grandsire, I apologize, is Amelia Landerhaven.
The prince.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Would be an interesting dagger in the side of the Camarilla. I mean, assuming they get over their guilt from eating those kittens, but them problem.
Hear us? We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. No, it was literally my Bluetooth headphones died. I had to try to turn on these, and then these literally broke everything. I don't know why.
Okay, well, now let me fix some boxes.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. Sorry.
We're in the wrong ones.
Sorry. I'm also getting my
All right. So I apologize, Ivan. Would you mind?
I'm sorry.
We're good. You were asking something?
I was asking for you to continue because you were saying something.
Ah, right. Yes. So, this might be an like I've been saying, it might be an exploitable dagger to shove into the kidneys of Camarilla. We shall see. But we have other things we need to handle in the meantime. We need to replace Big Tony and Varakani Boeing connection and chip away at the weaknesses.
Exactly that. You need to try to get some of these elders to pop their heads out. Now, what I will say is, if you can try to get the other pack, the right hand, to calm down a bit, perhaps the elders might be more comfortable coming back. But I wouldn't bet on it at this point. Cooldown period for someone that old is on a scale of years, if not decades, yes. You know, you spook them out of an area, it's nothing to them to wait 10, 20, 30 years before they come back.
I'm perfectly content with the right hand creating havoc. It is the loud barking dog versus the quiet, stealthy cat.
I always thought you were a cat guy. So, anything else I can do for you before we drop you off? As you can see the hotel sign on the horizon now.
I would looking forward to getting out of the margarine.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get this car professionally cleaned again.
Yes.
That margarine stuff, what's it made of anyway?
Healthy
Nothing
calories.
useful.
9,000 ABUs of... Sorry, or not ABUs. I keep getting that wrong.
No, ABUs.
No, it's
9,000 ABUs of vitamin A.
That's right.
And
That's right.
3,600 calories of vitamin or of life-giving energy.
Dalewood oleomargarine.
It's made out of crude oil.
Yeah, it's made out of oil. Very flammable oil, also.
Texas tea. That gold.
That gold. Dalewood oleomargarine.
Ew.
It was
I got it
nothing
right.
that I
Yes,
Thank
you
you,
did.
Brock.
Yes, you did.
9,000
All right.
ABUs of vitamin A and 3,600 calories of life-giving energy.
See, I got it right.
So, yeah, we should just start feeding that to the indigent. Just like, here's your scoop of oleomargarine for the
Hey,
day.
Sebastian.
Bleh.
Make it big and strong.
Anyway,
Big and strong.
Our sweet butter boy.
Oh, I didn't like it. No.
I didn't
So we
like
all go to sleep.
do not want.
Yes.
You may want to take a look into that place, the Dalewood place. I'm not certain, but something tells me that if Belmont was able to get his hands on quite that much of the stuff, there may be something else to it. I'm not sure what exactly, but it may benefit from some level of investigation.
What did he say? What's investigation?
Dalewood oleomargarine.
Oh, what the fuck? All right.
Who knows? There may be nothing to it, but
Let's do it. That sounds like a fun quest. Let's do it.
sorry, I'm looking at Throg's response. All right.
Fuck it. Yeah. Let's do it.
We're
going.
We're going.
Penny will say, I would not make that my primary concern right now, but it should be on your radar.
No, ST, you said it. We're doing it.
No. This is the innkeeper's dog who stepped out for 3 minutes and everyone's panicking.
So
fuck the Crusade of Thorns. Fuck LA. We're doing the butter thing.
How close?
Fuck LA, we want margarine.
We want
On
margarine.
the blood hunt.
Change of plans.
We're putting on our rubber boots and going and
No, we
going.
don't do
All
blood
right,
hunt.
all right. I mean, now with how enthusiastic Throg is, that may be what happens. All right.
If we burn the place down, it'll just be a tidal wave that sweeps through the
Oh,
city
Jesus.
of all the melted.
It'll be like
It'll be like Ghostbusters 2.
We'll put a bunch of
Forget the
slippery-
TV hospital.
they
Let's
killed all
go
those
this
people in
direction.
London.
Fuck
Make-
fuck all
make-
our plans.
Make
We're
100
doing
shovel
it.
heads, cover them in butter so no one can grab them. They're just the slipperiest shovel heads. Greased up shovel heads running around.
Yes.
We can't stop them, sir. They're unstoppable.
This is so much better.
You try to
With
tackle them.
oleomargarine shovel heads.
You try to tackle them.
Run away.
It's like squeezing a bar of soap.
There goes.
And
Wow.
let's get back to work.
Out of curiosity,
Bunch of greased up vampires.
can vicissitude be used, I wonder, to install oleomargarine
dispensers?
excreting glands into people so that they can
Instead of sweat glands.
Margarine.
Yes.
Like you're basically.
I don't see why not. You would need a margarine reserve sack.
yes.
Oh my God. Yes. So are they sweating it or are they like?
Yes.
Yes.
They're just excreting it out of the sweat glands.
Oh,
You don't
Jesus.
sweat, you don't sweat water and salt. You're sweating margarine.
You're joking.
God.
We love you, Butternuts.
That is fucking disgusting.
I'm getting color in my face. What's happening? I'm a vampire.
This is my favorite idea.
Butter shovel heads.
How flammable is that stuff?
Quite.
Let's-
All right, moving on. Oh my God. Okay.
Ugh.
So, you guys pull up. Sebastian stops the car, gets out. Benny gets out and walks around the front to switch places with him. Sebastian opens the door for you. Benny offers you a handshake and a sort of a stern like, and then he gets in the car and speeds away. Sebastian, who is still carrying a Tommy gun, says, Did I do good, master? There was so many bad guys? Is that what they were?
Yes. Sebastian,
Yes.
thank you.
Well, thank you, master. All I know is Benny come in, he tell me that we have to go get you, that you've been dragged or invited to a meeting with a nasty camarilla. I don't really know what that is, but I do know what being brought to a meeting that you don't want to be at is like. So I said, okay. And I grabbed Tommy gun and we went very quick. Long John, he manned the desk, which it occurs to me now might have been a bit of a mistake. And he looks in at the lobby, and you can actually see Long John there, just like sitting in a chair very politely, just like staring out. And there's like a dead person on the floor with a pencil in their chest. Okay, well, that is no concern. I will go clean up. Let me get mop. Yes.
But Sebastian,
Yes,
good
master.
cleaning. And then we must talk. You must be educated in what is going on.
Well, thank you very much, master. Yes, whatever you feel is best. And then he toddles off. And assuming that you don't go into the lobby yourself, what you see is Sebastian go into the lobby, wildly gesticulating at Long John, who just passively sits there nodding. And then Sebastian, like, screams something, and all you can really hear is, "And now they're dead!" And that's the only thing that's, like, loud enough to get through. With then Long John standing up, shrugging, stepping out from behind the lobby, taking the pencil out of the person's chest, wiping it off, and putting it in their pocket, and then he heads out to his car.
I guess Ivan would wait for Long John.
Okay.
Who does that?
And he pulls out his pad of paper, They broke my zen, is what he writes and shows to you.
Justified. Have a good evening. Thank you.
And he gets in his car and leaves. Sebastian will grab the body. He drags it into the chapel, and then he gets to mopping. And then I assume you go to sleep, or is there anything else you want to accomplish first?
I mean, Ivan is going to sit Sebastian down when he's done and start going over exactly what the Sabbat versus Camarilla. He's going to start with broad strokes on the whole. Welcome to the eternal struggle.
Okay. Oh, is like magic, yes? Or is more like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Stop it. You
Sorry.
don't
That
know
was
this.
that was a reference to
Wow.
Vampire the
That.
Eternal Struggle, the White Wolf branded card game from back in the day. It was not good. It was a not good card game.
I have some original Vampire the Jihad cards.
Nice. Nice. Sorry. Anyway. Is it still around? Oh, jeez. All right.
It wasn't
Continue.
great. Really wasn't great.
Apparently, it's still around.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so everyone sleeps.
That's what it seems like.
Actually, the only thing I'm concerned about is just being sure that our mortals that we picked up are either dead
Oh.
or asleep, so that they can't do anything while
Oh,
we're
yeah,
asleep.
Roxy, did you kill your food?
Nope.
So this is a necessary question. Do you want your mortals dead or asleep? Either can happen. You just have to say it.
Asleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
sleeping, and Sebastian make sure they don't run away.
Sure.
There
We
we
make
go.
sure our agent's not dead. That
You're-
would be good too.
Your mortals are all some degree of either blackout, drunk, passed out,
Both, please.
gently carotid choked into slumber, or otherwise fell asleep naturally, depending on the
Eddie's
circumstances.
one is definitely
naturally.
dying.
Yeah, someone's dying over there.
It'll be
Like,
fine.
It might take a while, but he's definitely on the path to death. We just leave him
I'm
there.
Wait, what
I'm
about
gonna-
the
I'm gonna pump him for. I have some specific questions for him as soon as I'm able. As soon as he
So-
is.
Now that it's I was going to say nighttime. Now that it's daytime, and everyone is asleep, now would be a really good time, since we didn't do it earlier, to very quickly catch people up on what happened last game. The Sabbat went to a party.
We went to a party. I was so fancy.
Yeah, we did what vampires
was
do.
way
We
better
went
than
to
I
a
was.
fancy party and we acted like fancy people at a fancy party, and nothing
Well,
was wrong.
You sulked
Yeah,
and played a card game and wouldn't drink.
it's not Eddie's environment, so there's nothing I could really do without murdering half the people in there. Isaac feels me on this. Isaac at least could do some stuff.
Nothing went wrong. I agree.
Nothing went wrong. We got possibly a ghoul. Gianna met a terrible scumbag piece of shit who is very, very rich and part of the Boeing company. So she seduced him, kept him hardcore blue balls, and then beat him up a little bit. I think
I tied him up
tied him
and
up.
then made him drink his own
Oh, his
date rape drug?
yeah, his date rape drug, champagne.
But what you did do is you ghouled him too.
I did.
Or you began to. He's not ghouled
I began
yet.
to.
Does it take
It's only-
3 days?
It takes 3 days.
Yeah, so you began to ghoul him.
Well, it
Other
doesn't
than
take
that,
3 days. It takes 3 separate feedings.
Oh, and they
But
can be days apart.
Aren't those feeding a night apart?
They in fact should be multiple days apart.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then Roxy and myself kind of laid low in the party. Roxy was invisible, just trying to kind of scope out the crowd and listen for certain name drops. Isaac, Eddie just kind of sat by and played cards with people who didn't like him. And
Because you were horrific.
I did nothing
Yeah,
wrong. And then
you were.
Ivan,
Insanity
Isaac,
5.
listen, I didn't even do anything in that party. Isaac's the one that set it on fire. I didn't do anything that goddamn.
Isaac totally is the one who.
Isaac was sulking and was very upset that Gianna went upstairs with another person and decided to stealthily pour flammable alcohol all over the bar, and then once leaving, left a bottle to run and left the lighter on, so that by the time we all reached the door, oof, up went the bar, up went all the flammable liquids, and I
Speaking of which, I need more lighters.
Well,
I need
no,
to go
you-
buy more lighters.
Oh,
yes.
I'm going to buy like a 10-pack of Zippo lighters.
That is an excellent idea.
I don't think they sell them as 10 packs, but they do. Like, you can get plenty of lighters.
We're gonna get plenty of and matches, lighters and matches. We're gonna need.
But yeah, no, I mean Isaac is pretty happy with the way it went and actually he needs to the next night he needs to talk to Ivan about it. Actually, he has some. He seeks spiritual guidance.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead.
Do a check thing, because for some reason I have a superficial of damage to my health, and I do not remember why.
I don't remember why either, but you heal it easily. It costs a blood.
Just a rouse check.
Yep.
Isn't it tied into your morning one though? If you're sleeping.
Oh, that's true. I think it is.
So you don't need to do an additional one. It's just part of your waking up.
So here's the deal. I actually need everyone to roll me a rouse check anyway.
Hey.
I hunger.
Every single one of us.
Yeah, mark your hungers appropriately. I'm certain that some of you guys are pretty hungry at this point.
I fed off. What's his face?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you fed off the driver.
I'm at 3.
Roxy fed off the driver. Gianna fed off of Ding Dong the asshole. Ivan's probably Ivan ate a boat. Ivan, you licked a boat, and you got down a hunger. You licked the shit out of a boat.
You did.
In your game show.
Yeah, the chum boat.
Having an issue with my character sheet at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And Isaac, maybe? I don't remember.
I'm highest, but I'm still only at 3 because I've been draining people pretty aggressively.
Well, don't worry. After I'm done talking to this person, you can just drink them up like a juice box.
Well, and actually, I want to try something out after I talk with Ivan about it.
Oh no, Ivan's getting hungry right now.
Okay, so as you guys wake up, in the parking lot, there is the delegation from Ming.
Oh yeah.
They said we have one more delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For this week.
Yes.
Okay, so can just for simplicity and not waste a bunch of time re-narrating, as far as Isaac is concerned, he informs everyone in the rest of the pack about everything that he experienced in the past day. He keeps nothing secret, so I don't have to retell that story.
Okay.
Is there any exceptions from that, or does everyone basically do the same thing? Like, just so that we don't have to spend another hour.
All info that Eddie has now. Yeah.
I was gonna say Gianna's little comment about and I'm starting to Ghoul Chet, who he's one of the executives at Boeing. Remember Benny gave us that little drop before?
Yes, Benny mentioned that last evening.
Oh, another one mentioned. That's phenomenal. He really did hold up his end of owing us about Big Tony. That's good.
Oh, no, that wasn't what was owed. That will come in the next few days.
Oh.
Speaking of, happened.
Nice.
Margarine. So can I go out and meet these?
This is Gianna's face through Ivan's entire telling. Just
Eddie, your food's here.
Oh, and we'll also include the little tidbit about Gianna that Hubris said.
Oh, what did he say?
You didn't have to include that, you know.
Oh, but you would have. You would have, though. They said that you were.
The priest was propping up a powerless or useless ductus, something like that. He was ineffective and pathetic or whatever, and just
that you were ineffective. That he probably couldn't quote a passage of the book and not if his life depended on it.
Yeah. So I will meet the delegation. Do they have anything to say to me?
Hello. We want to inform you that this is the last of your scheduled deliveries. If you would appreciate more, do let us know. We will keep at least one shipment on ice for you, should you need it.
I respect that. Thank you. And if I do find myself in need of it, I will let you know.
Madame Zhao would also like to extend her deepest apologies for any Camarilla or Anarch-related trouble you may have encountered recently or may encounter soon. And please to understand that she regards you as... I am trying to remember her exact wording. It was important. She regards you as the least annoying of 3 very annoying groups.
I don't I don't doubt it. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. She said that we may encounter issues with them in the future.
They are moving due to power struggles, power vacuums, recent incursions, your presence and your group's presence becoming known, as well as the increased activity from the governmental organizations and also some possible werewolf incursions. There are lots of
What was that part?
Werewolf incursions. In a variety of places. Wherever there are trees, there are probably werewolves.
Are they entering the cities?
They have not entered our part of the cities, so beyond that I could not say.
Fascinating. Very good to know. Thank you.
Of course. But, so, that being the case, Madame Zhao fully expects there to be tumult ahead, and wishes to let you know that, regardless of what you may or may not hear, understand, Madame Zhao is aware of you, and appreciates your needs, and if you hear that she has perhaps done something you would consider a betrayal, she would simply request that you attempt to make contact with her or me first before acting on information, as there are many people in the city who would like to see her and you erased, and it may be to their benefit to attempt to pit them and you, or rather us and you, against each other.
I will speak plainly. I do not care at all. We will weather the storm, whatever it may be. I appreciate Zhao's concerns, and I will discuss this with my group, that she would want us to reach out to her. I believe we would anyway, if that was the case. We are not stupid. Zhao is not weak. We do not believe that we could kill her, and I think she knows that. However, these other factions, definitely powerful, definitely dangerous, and I think we all know that. But I have no real interest in conflict with her, as I believe she has no interest in conflict with us yet. If that arises later, let's discuss it. If you want, that's fine. And if not, that's fine too.
If I may offer you a bit of advice, do not weather the storm. Be the storm. And he'll hop into his car.
I'm going to bring my cake inside.
Okay.
So Isaac would like to ask for Ivan to meet him in the chapel, separate from everyone else. If he would.
Absolutely, Isaac. What can I do for you?
I have some questions.
Please.
Now, I don't know much about you when you were, before all this. Before your new life. But when I was alive, I remember having conscience. The thing that told me right and wrong, what I was supposed to do. I remember ignoring it a lot, but it was there. I don't have that anymore. I do have something else. I believe that by divine providence, I was given that conscience I had, and now the thing I have instead, this moving thing inside me, is that the same? Did Cain give me the beast that is inside me? And is it his voice? Should I listen to it?
A very good question. You asked about my life previously. I was, in fact, in ways still am, quite devout in my beliefs in higher power as God. I studied theology and medicine and many things, but we talk about a conscience, and it is a thing. Everyone speaks to them differently. Mine, even as a mortal, was considered, one would have considered aberrant, at best. Now there is a beast inside that it is loud, it speaks forcefully, especially when the blood flows. And it should be heeded in moderation. Sometimes the beast brings great wisdom, and other times it can bring great ruin. It is a matter of discernment, when to listen to that voice in particular. But overall, we are creatures of the beast, but we do not let the beast control us. We control it.
So it's not Cain.
Oh, it most definitely is a gift of Cain. Whether it is Cain himself, that is a matter of debate that priests go back and forth on endlessly. Tell me, does it feel like Cain to you?
I don't know. Well, you only die once. And I haven't died yet, listening to it. So I don't know if it's wise or not. But I listened to it last night. I was angry at people around me, mortals. And it guided me. It told me to do something rash. And I felt satisfaction and clarity. It was what I was supposed to do. In those moments, I was happy because that is what I was meant for, is to enact the will of Cain. And at that time, my will and his will were the same.
And to me, it sounds like wisdom. Your beast spoke. It guided you. You acted on it. It brought you, would you say, closer to Cain through your actions?
I think so. It has given me an idea.
Then I say it bears listening to. And you have heard something divine.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Isaac.
And I will head back out to join the rest of the pack.
I was actually going to be heading to the chapel.
Oh, all right. So, like, as I open the door, I see you, like, Just a few.
Who needs confessional?
And then you guys do the neat sort of like, oh, wait, excuse me. Wait, now I'll go left and you...
That maybe if it was someone else, but it's the Ductus, so I just step back.
We should all meet. We need to discuss the fallout from Ivan's experience. Is everyone coming to the chapel?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. We can all be in the chapel. I'm in the
Let's
chapel.
go into the chapel. Never mind. We do that every time.
So I do...
Eat mortals.
I do want to get to that, but I have a deep and burning question that I think everyone really wants to know the answer to. Roxy, what's your evening routine upon waking up? What do you do since you have a snack?
I'm not really hungry. Actually, I was gonna ask if Ivan could like whip him up into a new blood fountain. That was my plan, was to see if we could hang him up.
String him up? Okay.
String him up.
I just want to ask mine some questions first before you do that. My human.
Yeah, I don't really care about my human too much.
Well, that's who we're going to use as blood fountains.
If I could, I would like to have yours, Eddie. I need
Sure.
to try something.
Well, now, you want to ask questions. Do they need limbs for that?
To be a fountain?
Or to answer questions, no.
Remember, though,
probably
mortals
breaking
do
these.
have a tendency to panic when suddenly they're missing things.
Are you asking about turning Roxy's into a fountain?
I also have a question. What about our super spy guy? Our
He is to
government?
bet his final time.
He still exists.
I forgot about him, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to forget about him.
Oh,
He's like off in the corner of the chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're
Sebastian
talking
hasn't
about
forgotten
him.
about him. Don't worry.
Oh, God.
He has a toy. Let him have his toy.
That's a dangerous toy.
Next time you guys tell me you're interacting with that guy, I'll let you know what all Sebastian's done to him.
I don't really care that much about him right in this moment. I have much more important things to do.
All right, so why don't we just do the pack meeting thing, and then we'll do that interrogation after it
Okay.
with Eddie's dude.
Do it up.
You wanted to talk to us?
About Ivan's interaction.
Sound weird.
It sounds like a violation of the Sabbat tenets.
Sounds like they have a lot of resources that we don't have.
Sure, and we can take them from them. That would be fine. First, I would like... I am not... Though they tried to insult me, I don't care that much. It's pathetic, really. My issue is
That
that
sounds like you care.
they came after our priest.
Yeah.
They tried to
I think-
destroy you. Whether or not they were successful, that
Irrelevant.
is a violation too far.
I agree. Which is why, and please forgive the presumption, I have already begun the negotiations for monomacy.
I wanted to make sure. I figured as much, you having the chance to speak with Benny, but
I don't
I need
think
to
that,
declare my support for you on that.
I don't think that we should risk you dying in a monomacy battle. You're too important to the team.
I
I'm
will
pleased.
challenge them.
Well, Eddie and Isaac, you can have a champion fight for you.
Oh, then Isaac's a good choice. I think he can rip people in half.
I will challenge them despite what to say, of my own right. If they feel it is wrong for me to challenge in Ivan's stead, I will challenge for myself. They have committed a crime against me personally. They have put our spiritual safety in danger. And that is a direct crime, not an indirect crime to us. To me.
I do not disagree
Very
with that.
clear. Their greatest crime was failing.
True.
Had
we
they
put their names
successfully
in the book?
eliminated me, it would have proved me weak and them strong, and there would be no challenge to speak of. I would have deserved my final death. But they failed.
What did you say?
They
Oh.
failed.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they failed. Yeah.
But if someone is able to eliminate you, you deserve it.
Exactly.
What did you say, Roxy?
Did we put their name in the book?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hubris must go in the book.
Here
Chris.
you go. Ivan, I will not write it.
And whoever that little cowpoke was with him.
Yes, the ghoul.
Perhaps you should write in, next to Hubris's name, the requirements for his absolution. How far must he go?
Death?
I would prefer to eat him entirely.
Oh,
It will be a matter of negotiation.
It is part of the monomacy process to decide terms and what constitutes the ending of the monomacy, what makes it settled. Parties must agree to it.
Ivan eating his heart or drinking him to the last drop. However you guys do it.
About if you can negotiate it.
We
Set
have a strong
victory
position.
terms.
Again, it was failure that hubris brought. Failure and exposure, even.
Because you
From
said
my understanding, hubris was also not working on behalf of the rest of their pack.
so, he also risked his own.
I have an idea. Hubris, if he can and if his other pack if his pack allows, he'll probably pick a champion too. Let's say he doesn't know how to fight very well, he'll pick another champion, or if he doesn't believe in his abilities, or if he just doesn't want to die. So if he picks another champion similar to Isaac, but we beef Isaac up, Isaac wins the fight, crushes the opposition, fights him to the death. That's one of their pack down. Then if the
Make the
condition,
prize
end
the
of the-
heart of the challenger.
yes, the end of the monomacy is Hubris's heart, we might be able to wipe out half of their pack in one
There's a
monomacy.
point I wish to bring up. Let us, for a moment, pretend that you, Eddie,
Yes.
went off on your own and went on a massacre, killing dozens of police, soldiers.
Random people. Gotcha.
Exactly, random people. With nothing to show for it, except bringing, say, attention to our haven.
Yes.
By show of hands, which of us would stand as your champion? No one raises their hands.
Good point.
Oh, what? Okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. Say that one more time.
He means that no one is going to stand for Hubris because Hubris's plan was pants on head, silly, and wouldn't have worked. He gained nothing from his attempt. It was only a show of nonsense.
If
There's
he
no
doesn't
point
lie,
made.
he literally put them back. He destroyed a book of Nod that he had in his possession.
If it was real.
He exposed his identity to Camarilla and killed not a single one of them. He made and wasted shovel heads. He did not gain, nor did he even break even.
You had to fight shovelheads?
Resources.
No, they were in the cage. It was
Oh.
pointless.
That's terrible.
Pathetic.
That is terrible.
And left for the Camarilla.
He
That's
let the
motivation.
He let the
Hostage.
Camarilla live?
Yes.
And
They
the worst
lived.
part is he outed you to them.
And
What is the
yes,
point of what he did then?
Exactly. His
He was
own
He was
entertainment,
Malkavian.
perhaps. So tell me,
He's Malkavian.
I doubt his pack will stand behind him in this.
Good. Okay. Then we just need to ensure. Do you have any idea what his abilities were? Any idea what he was capable of?
Malkavian.
Not
Madness.
Caribbean.
Do you know what his did he show any of his abilities whatsoever? Okay, then we need to make sure that we buff Isaac and protect him against anything that might happen, against anything of the mind. Of the body, I think he's pretty ready to roll. If you give him spiky, can you make his bones come out of his hands?
Easily.
Awesome, cool, we'll do that. We'll also give him more muscles and stuff, and we'll try to make his brain smarter.
I have
Don't look at me like that, Roxy. I said we'll make his brain smarter. Yes, it sounds ridiculous, but it makes sense. So they can't dominate him.
well the
Many monomacies also preclude certain discipline uses.
Oh my god, if we can make sure that we preclude anything that has anything to do with manipulation, then I
Well,
think we have it
we
in the
won't agree
bag.
to that unless his priest really hates him.
There have been monomacies as well where the actual rousing of the blood to make yourself stronger, to make yourself more potent is not allowed even. It must be on your skills alone.
There is
Yes.
someone here who knows all of the rules to monomacies. Monomacies have rules.
Yes, we all know that they have rules.
A lot of rules. All right, well then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yes.
In the meantime, I assume we're not going to do this monomacy thing right away. I don't think that's
Now,
fair.
this will take time. This might need to go to a bishop.
There's
And
a
that
knock
is-
on the door.
On our,
On our door?
Yes, on the chapel door.
I'll get it. I go over. Can I be in my jacket again now? Could I have like hosed it off or something?
Oh yeah,
I
speaking
just
of
be
which,
in my jacket.
I
I don't want to be
folded
in
up
that.
my clothes and
No, I
switched
burned your
to-
clothes.
Did you fucking burn my clothes?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah, that
Or-
happened. That was part of the thing.
Oh,
She took them outside and burned them.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm in my stupid suit. All right, that I can't hide any weapons in. Thanks. All right, I'll have to get.
I traveled with my stuff, so I have a couple other changes of peasant clothes that I will.
Yeah, fine. Just
Whatever. I answer the door.
They're like 40 years out of date, but they're there.
I answer the door and I push my way out and shut the door behind me so they can't see what's.
Oh, it's. I mean, you open the door. It's Sebastian.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm so jumpy.
I apologize for interrupting you. I know your time is important, but you have a visitor, a woman, very pretty, very pretty. I mean, the things. Well,
Is she like us?
anyway, I would say so. Yes.
I
What
would.
did she say that she wants?
Isaac.
Or
Come with me.
she wishes to speak with. She said ductwork or. No, that's not word. Ductus. Ductus. She
Ductus.
wishes to speak with Ductus or priest, which
Ivan?
I assume is
the
Ivan,
two of us then.
the
May-
master.
And Roxy, come with unseen.
Okay.
I'm following. I'm gonna be nearby. There's no way I'm
Would
letting.
you
you.
like,
Isaac?
would you like me and Isaac there?
Ivan.
Watch from the balcony here.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, Monopod Studios.
Okay.
Woo!
I go and start loading my shotgun and readying it and just keeping it like by the just like by
So-
the door nearby.
I will go invisible and gain a hunger.
Okay.
So Eddie is up on the balcony. I'm in the lobby, ready to just sprint out there and attack whatever is going on if
Well,
that's necessary.
That's probably where they are. Don't you guys want us unseen?
Yes.
No, you can be seen.
Oh, seen is
I'm-
fine, but just
Ivan is perfectly fine.
All right, I'm leaning against the wall in the lobby.
I'll be unseen. I'll be in a door.
I'm unseen.
Ooh, you can be in that back room.
Okay, I'll be in the back room with the shotgun, just waiting.
You use Sebastian's blunderbuss.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Probably.
so as we walk out of the chapel, where is this person?
In the lobby, sitting on a chair, you see a woman who is, by any objective standard of the times, drop dead gorgeous. She is tall. She's about 5'10", plus heels. She's wearing a very fashionable but also very revealing dress. With like a deep cut neckline.
I mean, Gianna generally has one too, so
Yeah,
we're probably in
basically
fashion with each other.
think like a blonde mirror of you who, though you would never admit it out loud, might be prettier.
Yeah, I'm not going to admit it out loud.
Or
I'm not going to admit it out loud.
is this good, Gianna?
No.
Our Gianna's the evil Gianna, definitely. This is the good Gianna. Okay.
Yeah, not even a little bit. She is wearing primarily red and black. And she is smoking a cigarette on one of the long extenders, the name of which I've forgotten.
I know what it is too. I don't remember the name either.
Cruella DeVille's kind of deal.
Yeah. What's
yes,
up, Roxy?
Roxy?
So over the break, since last game, I did get a point in animalism. So I've sensed the beast now.
Uh-huh.
Am I able to use that to see her level of hostility as well as if there's a beast inside of her? It's a passive ability.
Is it? You don't have to roll anything for that?
It is a roll. I would roll resolve plus animalism, and it's versus composure. And
Okay. You just don't have to spend
So it's a contested
blood for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. And you said it's versus her composure and what?
Subterfuge.
Okay. Sure.
Makes sense.
You roll yours. I'll roll mine.
All right. So I think this is how you do it.
Okay.
Doesn't.
I think.
Do you only have 3 dice pool?
So I have 1 in animalism, and then it is. I just want to make sure resolve, which I have 2. So I guess yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd all be
Just resolve animalism? Okay.
If you're at 3 hunger, that's exactly what it is.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. She gets that one.
Oh, I wrote that name down. I'm glad I did. I spelled it wrong though. Boop. Now I'm fixing it. Okay.
So does that tell me anything, or I'm not getting anything?
No, you're
Okay.
really not getting anything. You can't even quite tell if she's got a beast or not.
Okay.
But can we make the assumption? I'm assuming this is. Can we see the pale death skin?
I mean, here's what I'm going to tell you. The moment you let her talk,
Yeah.
you guys are going to notice all sorts of shit. Like you guys have been really like, who is this? Oh my god, who is this? Run all the tests right now. But like,
Have a
she's
Oh,
conversation.
you were jumpy.
I stake her. I'm staking her. So I'm calling it. I stake her right now.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
I'm gonna eat her.
Oh no.
So, Gianna walks into the lobby with Ivan at her side.
Yeah.
And Isaac is there as well.
Hello, left hand. How's it going? Been just dying to get to meet you guys again. Oh, Ivan, it's good to see that you made it out alive. After what Belmont told us about everything that happened, I was so concerned that you might have met your end. Oh, Gianna, how are you doing? You look presentable.
Why are you here?
Well, it's typically the Pax priest that handles challenges of monomacy, and Benny the Fish got in touch with us shortly after Belmont returned. We were made aware of the situation. We've come to understand what all has happened, and so I'm here to speak with you in case you would like to level a charge or challenge somebody to a duel to their grisly death.
Gianna looks at Ivan.
Yes, and who exactly are you again?
I recognize your face, but that's all.
Oh, well, of course, it's only been the once that we've met, and while I've seen plenty of your work in that time, you've seen very little of mine. I'm Missy. I'm the priest of the right hand. You know, Conrad Heller's pack? Which, by the way, Portia, if you'll refer to the social page, you will recall who Conrad Heller is. Eddie, you will as well.
Him? Because I thought it was that I didn't actually know who he was.
He's your adversary.
Yep,
Yeah, but I
and
didn't know if maybe I just didn't know that he wanted me
he's
to
the
have.
dainty happy of Marie.
Yeah, so
Right.
you have had a few run-ins with this guy in the past, Eddie. Fairly competitive, and they did not go especially well. The two of you have operated in similar circles. Conrad usually coming out on top, but like the two of you never actually facing each other down physically.
Okay. Eddie's in the back room and he just with the shotguns.
Now, Belmont has apologized, and Conrad has boxed him up for the time. But Conrad felt it would be a good idea for me to come down here and check in on you. See how you're doing. Is everyone okay?
As you can see, and Ivan is in perfect looking order at this point, and fresh clothes and everything. I am perfectly fine now.
It was really rather, from what I hear, a pathetic.
Gianna. Thank you. I am perfectly fine, which is so disappointing.
Hang on one sec. I'm sorry. Gianna, I'm actually going to need a roll from you on that. I'm going to need... Hang on. It's
Come at me.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Gianna, I'm going to need you to roll... I'm going to need you to roll Inhumanity and Composure.
How do I do that?
You roll Composure and add your Inhumanity to it.
So I don't have a second attribute, but I add my modifier of my Inhumanity.
Yeah,
correct.
Oh.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work. You are not going to stand for being silenced right now. Not at all. And you need to vent on someone right now.
Actually,
that was literally
hang
all
on. Let the Missy critical result.
Yeah.
My issue was that I literally wanted to say that one thing and that was it.
Right,
I
but then he silenced you.
But
then he silenced you, and now you have something else to say, whatever it is, and you are pissed.
Great, hold on. Let me think this out. You know, give me a moment, Ivan. Conrad accepted his apology? Boxed him up or anything, but didn't punish him truly? As a ductus, I would not accept that for going against my own pack and my own pack's purpose. So that really is rather pathetic. Not only did he nowhere near do anything helpful to you, he had 3 Camarilla in his sights and did nothing. Let them walk. Left shovelheads there for them to find out whatever information they wanted.
All right.
Pathetic.
I was trying to be nice to you. I don't really like you. I don't need to like you. So let me put it this way. How we handle our pack is our business. Whether or not Belmont's mission was successful or not is not only none of your concern, but also clearly beyond your tiny understanding. And if you had nearly the control over your pack that Conrad does over his, your bishop here, or sorry, not bishop, she'll etiquette that, your priest here, would not be speaking out of turn or trying to silence you.
We are equals, so don't you assume things about our...
You are not equals. That's not how this is supposed to work.
That's your decision. Now Ivan will speak.
It's also...
She will dominate her to shut up.
Oh, good. Give it a shot.
You said I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how this should go.
I am compelling her. You will not speak when you asked my priest.
Hang on one sec. What's your generation?
Yes. My generation. You mean my
generation?
Is she bigger and badder?
Goddamn, where is it? I'm 10.
Top of the
I'm 10.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, guys.
Hey,
You're
thank
not
you,
old.
Equiton. Okay.
Isaac is moving to the door.
Hang on one sec, because I need to look something up real quick. I apologize to everybody for how long this is going to take. Boo, 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 stupid alphabet.
Yeah,
Taking-
and does my blood potency matter? Because I don't know if that matters.
Not yet.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your roll, and I'll let you know here in just a second whether or not it actually matters.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm not acting, so that doesn't matter. Never mind. That roll. Hello. What am I doing? I have no modifiers. I'm willpower re-rolling because that's how pissed Giada is.
Oh my god.
I
stupid
failed.
PDF.
I only have 2 to re-roll, but I don't care. I'm trying to fucking power play this bitch and she can shut the fuck up. All right, I have 4.
Okay,
I
hang
wish
on.
I had
4
more.
successes? Not bad.
Yeah, 4 successes, but
Hang on.
I could have
But
had
yeah,
up to
Isaac
6.
is going to move towards the door. I don't know how long that'll take in all of this. I imagine this is all going pretty fast, but because in his mind it's like this person sounding kind of enemy-like, and I don't want her getting away.
Oh, that's how this shit goes when you have 2 packs that you stick at the same goal.
Let's just kill him.
Yeah.
I'm tempted right now.
I'm very tempted.
Just wipe out the whole right.
Oh,
back.
she tries to pull some shit on me. I just might.
Well, you just no. You can't.
You started
on
it.
her.
I know. I
Definitely
get it. I
hit
get it.
first.
But
She
Ah,
came in-
okay, cool. That's what I needed to know. So, tell me again what you say for your dominant.
You will.
And of course, she froze.
You will freeze.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again. You're back. You're back.
That was great.
You will not speak when I asked my priest to speak.
And she looks at you and without breaking the stride says, I will speak exactly whenever I choose to speak. That is my prerogative. Now, if you have charges you would like to levy or a monomacy that you would like to challenge, I will hear that now, and then I will leave, and I will take whatever you have back to my pack, and we will discuss negotiations at a later date. But if you're going to step to me, tiny little bitch, I will stomp you into the fucking ground.
You have fun trying, Ivan.
Let me see. I will, in fact, bring a charge of monomacy against hubris. I wish to offer the challenge. Or, 1, failure. If you're going to attempt to take someone out, do it. Or don't bother in the first place. 2, burning a book of Nod. Wasteful. 3, giving hostages directly to the Camarilla with nothing in return. Sloppy. Wasting resources like shovel heads. Just putting them in cages and not even letting them roam free to attack Camarilla or any targets. Wasteful. And truly, because it was rude to me personally, and I don't brook rudeness very well. So yes, I bring these charges and would call for the monomacy.
Your charges are heard and accepted and deemed to be valid. Do you plan to fight this yourself, or will someone be fighting in your stead?
One of the pack has requested to be a champion, and I've accepted.
Which is fair. Belmont will not be receiving a champion. He will be fighting this himself, as is the ruling of our Ductus, Conrad Heller. However, by these rules, he is allowed, of course, to choose terms. Belmont has requested that there be no weaponry allowed.
We accept.
Will this...
What... Correction. What is considered weaponry? To make sure we are following the rules.
No...
Knives, guns, swords.
Or fists, or teeth. Or feet.
Nothing physical whatsoever.
Correct. You must kill him with your mind. He believes that he can do this to you. Or your champion.
The reason that Conrad is able to, or not Conrad, sorry, roll back.
Etiquette.
That hubris is able to. That term is because I'm using a champion, correct?
Correct.
Then I choose not to use a champion.
Acceptable. So, a fight to the death, to drink, to first blood, to diablerie? What would you prefer as the end point?
I will set it to diablerie, and here is my term in return. Since hubris seems to value his own hubris and mine so much, he may not use it. This will be a physical contest, a battle of brawn. Something we are equally ill-equipped in.
I will bring these back to the pack, and I will let you know. Do not expect a response from me this evening, though anytime within the next 2 to 3 days we will get back in touch with you. And she looks at Gianna, and then she looks back at Ivan. Have a good evening.
And you as well.
Get yourself something more up to date. You really look like the backwoods old country bumpkin that everyone thinks you are.
Who was that to?
Gianna. And she will angrily and yet very hip-swayingly saunter out the door.
I don't move out of the way. I just force her to negotiate the doorway around me.
She just stands there, looks at you, and says, "Are you planning on moving?"
There's room.
No, there's not. Go,
Isaac.
now.
Please, Isaac.
Deanna's nodding in Isaac's direction.
Take a step aside.
She leaves, gets in the car, heads out.
When we take out the pack, I'll have her.
Right then.
Ivan steps forward and
Isaac.
Gianna,
sorry.
I want to make this
Isaac
clear, you guys.
steps forward and slams his arm through the counter of the lobby.
Isaac,
Gianna's-
what the fuck? That costs money.
Gianna's physical stance has actually shifted from what she normally does, which is very upright, to almost getting ready to pounce in a way. Yeah. Oh, was watching her walk out the door, and just to you guys, when Gianna's holding herself back probably by this point, and what she was.
What you guys notice is that while Gianna herself looks to be sort of predatorily standing still, her shadow is vibrating.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Isaac goes forward to the counter, goes over near the edge of it, slams his arm through it, and rips off a chunk of the counters, throws it against the wall.
That'll show him.
As you do that, Sebastian very quickly grabs the logbook off of the counter and then steps back.
I'm still invisible, so I want to be kind of near Gianna, and I just want to whisper to her, put her name in the book.
Good idea.
What's a good idea?
Oh, her name's going in the book along with the rest of her pack.
That was a pretty good idea.
I'm kind of done with it.
Right then, so...
Not to mention Conrad. I know Conrad. And if it is the same Conrad Heller, I've had run-ins with this man in the past. and he's.
I don't know him well, but I've heard of him as well.
You've not only heard of him, haven't you? Didn't you make out with him once?
Not me. Marie did that.
Oh, that's right.
Not
Sorry.
me. I made out with Marie.
Is he
very different?
That's right. Sorry.
From what I know about him, do I know his clan, his fighting style? Because you said I never fought him. Have I seen any of his work and know what he's capable of?
Yes, you have. Conrad Heller, from what you know, is he's a solver of large problems. He gets called in when there is something that needs to be physically removed from existence. He came up as a big game hunter in Africa. He is the child of a Tsimisi voivode.
He's Tsimisi.
Yes, and he is known for doing things like hunting savanna lions barehanded.
I give this information to
Conrad is a ductus, Delafair.
Eddie,
Yes.
you better talk to your man.
Sorry,
'cause I'm gonna kill him very soon.
Diafair. I apologize. I always miss that.
I better talk to who?
The one you wanted to ask questions of. I'm going to kill something soon. And if it's not him, it's going to be Sebastian.
Oh, okay. I kick the guy in his broken fucking legs and I start asking him my questions.
Okay. All right. Hang on.
Before everyone starts leaving the room.
Yeah, real fast.
Put a hand up.
The moment Isaac says that, though, Sebastian, like, very quietly just sort of deedle, and he, like, hops back into his room and gently shuts the door, and then you hear a very loud scraping of, like, furniture being moved in front
Super
of the door.
slow.
Yeah.
He's trying to be quiet.
Ivan.
One, please do not waste all the work I've put into Sebastian. He shows promise. Two, that was a display of utter fuckery. Well done.
She's trying to rile us up, and I don't care.
Oh no, she was entirely successful, it seemed like. Now, we have seen what happens when somebody pokes our egos. I say, and now what she takes back to them is we are fractious, we are disrespectful. Diana, forgive me, I did this on purpose to you. But please, Ductus, forgive me.
I
do, and I praise your efforts. You have the longer.
You froze again. Sorry, one second.
You have a long-term picture in mind, and I've come to respect your plans, whether or not you communicate them beforehand.
Thank you.
I actually have something to add about that. I didn't know that was on purpose. That was pretty smart. I thought you all were just really pissed off.
I mean, I am. If I could have seen her right here and then, I would have.
As if I would directly disrespect our. What did Hubris say? He said, "I serve a powerless and useless Ductus." So what did I show them? That I have no respect for the Ductus, when nothing could be further from the truth.
Well, then this actually goes along with it. I think the next time we go out on a little misadventure and the next time we encounter hostiles, I have a few ideas as to help us fight as a unit instead of as individuals. And I put a little black book that I have, nothing like Isaac's book. It's like a little black pocket book that he keeps to write shit down in. And he puts it down and there's a list of these words on there. Like piggy, prick, night. There's like all these random words that he has.
Everyone scroll in the notes too.
Yeah, they're in the notes. And it's basically a list, and underneath them he has descriptions. And he goes, these are, while in a fight, words to call out for us to communicate with one another and choreograph our attacks on targets. I would like us to start utilizing this in combat in an attempt to get the upper hand on whatever enemy we might be fighting. If they think that we're fractious, if they think that we don't work well as a team, good, let them. And we'll show them how much we can fuck them up when the time actually comes. we put in the work, we test this out the next time we fight a large group of enemies or particularly powerful enemies, and we try to start unifying our strengths and bolstering our weaknesses, or buffering our weaknesses.
Isaac takes a glance at the book and realizes that he can't read it right now. He's far too angry.
You can't read it? Okay.
No, he looks at it, he's like,
I'm so grumpy, I can't read it.
But Gianna will put her hand out for a moment. May I, Eddie?
The book? Sure.
And go ahead, Ivan.
Isaac, how are you feeling right now?
kill something soon.
Our ST has become a cat.
Sorry, I apologize.
This makes so much sense. Our ST was a cat all along.
I tucked her in a blanket and she's just chilling with it, and I'm sorry, but it was too cute not to share.
No,
I
that's
apologize.
adorable.
I'm sorry for breaking the scene. Please continue.
Cats are worthless.
How dare you? Right, so, Isaac, how are you feeling right now?
I'm going to kill someone very soon.
How does...
I was this close to stringing her up like they did to you. See how they liked it.
Hold on to that anger and rage. Channel it. Make it that part of you. Make it a voice that you can call upon when you need it the most. It is a good voice.
Eddie, you better hurry up.
Okay. I walk away. Gianna, in that book, there's also because I literally made that book in my thing. I don't think you guys can see it, but it's a bloody.
Oh, that's really cool.
Nice.
But you will also find random notes that he's been taking throughout the entire adventure on random things, names. You also will find notes on, if you keep flipping through it, you'll find notes. There's pages that he has on every single one of you guys.
Yeah. If
yours,
she sees one of them, she's flipping through them all.
Yours, it says persuasive / shadow magic / strong but frail. Underneath it says not always tactical but open to all opinions, with more experience could be great leader. Do you read anybody else's?
Yeah.
Okay. Under Isaac's, it says very strong / very fast / devout. Underneath it says, I see why he was sent. Isaac is a beast to be sure, but he is not stupid. He can follow orders and calculate plans. I could see him leading. Roxy, it says stealth capabilities / spontaneous and vicious. Roxy is prone to mistakes, but ruthless in her corrections of those mistakes. She acts quickly and with conviction, but she requires more training. There is true hate inside her. She has great promise.
Aww.
Ivan, Ivan, there is nothing on the page except the word angels with a question mark. There's also a page that says music, and it has a list of classical songs. One of them has it says, which one did you, Symphony of Psalms, Exaude Orientem Meum Domine, and it has dash, Ivan suggested music for me. I like this one, and it points to it with a little arrow. And
okay. Yeah, just for the purposes of the scene, because this is amazing. But can you scan that and we can just sort of send it to the group and release it as a thing?
Sure, I'll need Amanda's help, but yes, I have it. Okay. It's also in like literal handwriting because of the app that you can't see it. But
awesome. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that's fucking awesome, and I definitely want everyone to see it. But I do want the
oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, so I'll go ask the guy questions because we need to feed Isaac. The questions are simple. Because he is a rich person, the questions are simply
which person are you questioning now?
The one he threw in the trunk.
The rich guy that I kidnapped.
Broken arm legs.
Yes.
Broken arm legs. So hey. Hey.
Yes.
What's the most popular nightlife spots in LA?
What? He gives you a list of them. I don't
Okay,
know
all right, we can do this.
With his broken
I'm
arm.
just gonna write a note of just we have list of popular night spots.
Yes.
I can give you the list of questions, then you can give me the list if we want to do this
Well,
later.
no. We can go through this. I won't necessarily have off the top of my head.
Gotcha. So
everything.
I wanted list of names
Uh-huh.
of the popular nights. I've got the most successful nightlife spot in LA.
I have a very specific question though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forget the name of the club. It is is Celine's club in this list?
Oh, I'm certain it would be,
I imagine so, just
well,
based on
but
what
you
we've
don't
seen.
know that.
Right,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know which one it would. I'm just making notes for us of like, hey, this is in here.
Okay.
We can get that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the most popular nightlife spot.
Okay.
Owners of all these clubs. This is a filthy rich person. They might know them or might know people who know them. The richest person in the city. What is their address?
He does
and
not
then
know their address. Okay, yeah, and
run all of the names that are on that list that we have and see if any of them spark interest to this person.
the only name that he would know is
Does this spark joy?
Chet?
no,
The bully
it's no. The name that he would know is Isaac Abrams.
Okay, I thought so.
Which you know that Gianna got more information about.
Yeah. And then for Isaac Abrams, his address, where to find him, his security, what kind of security does he have around him, and allies. Even though he
doesn't know
These are
any
the
of those
questions he's
things.
asked. The what?
He doesn't know any of those things.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Trocadero is the most popular club in town.
Hey.
And does he know the owner?
Of the Trocadero, no, he does not. This
Okay.
this random guy
Okay.
you snatched.
The rest was going to be questions for if I ran into a police officer and folded a police officer into my trunk. But if I don't have them, I don't think this guy's going to know where military bases are, how many police stations there are, where the power grid, the water filtration, and where all the homeless hang out.
His answer to all of those is Uptown.
All right, Isaac.
So what Isaac has been doing this entire time is he's been scratching at his wrists with his fingernails until his wrists begin to bleed, and he's been pouring that blood out just out on the floor. Both of his wrists are now pouring blood out.
I slap his hand away. Stop and go eat your food. What's wrong with you?
He is going to drain his own blood from himself, just pouring it out on the floor.
Oh, are you trying to frenzy?
And as long as the ST is okay with it, I will begin to raise my hunger. Because he's going to pour his blood out on the floor.
Intentionally doing.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
That's crazy.
That's fine. So you start bleeding all over the floor. Make rouse. Well, nah, don't bother.
Because I'll just keep doing it. If I succeed at the rouse
Right.
checks, I'll just keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So you empty yourself almost entirely of blood. You can't easily empty yourself of all of your blood.
Yeah, no, I can't. And then from there, I will activate prowess. So I will do another rouse check.
Okay. To force yourself into this, so your beast on the one hand wants to get out, and on the other hand is primally, like, instinctually trying to keep you alive at the same time. Because it has a sort of a symbiotic relationship with you, and does not want you to die. So I am going to need you to make a willpower roll.
Okay. There we go.
Are we in the room with him?
Okay.
Or are you alone?
That's entirely up to you.
Eddie, did you just bring this guy into the chapel? Sure.
What?
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
good. Because
Okay.
Gianna, having your notebook in hand, is just gonna flip to another page and like start trying to find a pen really quick while not looking away, and just starts taking notes.
Okay. So Isaac, you successfully frenzy yourself.
Okay. So he goes into a hunger frenzy. His fangs become more kind of notable. His eyes are just wild. You would almost swear he has claws. He doesn't really, but he holds his hands out, not in fists, but in raking claws with his fingers, and then leaps forward onto this guy, plunges each of his hands into the gap between the two sides of the rib cage, and peels it open and brutally feeds directly from this guy's heart.
The Sabbat game is a game of gore and body horror.
Already
and
there.
So
It's
sometimes
already there.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway.
And I
okay.
brutally feed him
all of
entirely.
that is totally kosher. So you brutally feed. So you will end up at 0 hunger. You can feel this person's heart beating. And for a brief moment in time, it almost feels like you have a heartbeat again, as your body being so empty is feeling every single beat of their slowing essence as they are subsumed into yours.
And
thump, thump, thump.
When I'm done, I stand back up and sort of like stumble back a few steps, kind of blown away and shocked by the experience. And
Gianna like starts walking around Isaac as he's like, reeling back and collapsing. She is, touching his skin, tries to feel if there's any changes in him, is looking at his eyes. Is there anything physical that she notices that is different?
As far as I'm aware, there's nothing.
No.
That's why I'm asking the ST.
No,
okay.
He seems he goes over the edge for a moment, and then he seems to come immediately back.
Ivan is going to walk forward and dip a thumb into the blood of the person that Isaac just destroyed.
There's nothing left.
Well, there would be smear. I mean,
okay, you'd have to take it from my lips because they are basically
no
drained entirely.
Actually, no, I like that. I actually really like that.
Well, okay, fine, but just for
it doesn't entirely.
Just for the sake of an actually, when you ripped his chest open,
right,
blood went places.
Yeah, right.
Also probably some profound fractures.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
If Ivan wants to. That's totally
that's
cool.
really good.
I like that.
Yeah, he's going to walk up to Isaac and just smear a little bit of blood from the lip and go to Isaac's forehead and make a cross in blood.
Aww. So cool.
Isaac seems to be kind of emotionally distraught. He's shaking, no longer angry, but more like a perfect, exactly 50-50 blend between sorrow and happiness.
Isaac, give me an inhumanity roll.
Who?
Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac, gain an inhumanity.
Yeah, buddy.
As your soul, your conscience, your whatever it is inside of you that holds you back and keeps the beast at bay, that makes you feel any sort of remorse or guilt or concern for others, it is, as that rises inside of you, it is, you can almost feel it being chewed apart by the beast. And you are overcome with a sense of feral calm as you gain an understanding of your predatory nature and your purpose in this world as the apex.
Isaac takes a breath and stands back up, and you can see a bit of sadness in him, kind of the feeling of loss, like when a child is loses their stuffed animal that they've had for forever, and then kind of accepts that thing he's giving up. He feels that he's losing something of who he used to be, and is yeah, that's happening, and I'm doing that.
Yana will, as fluidly as she can, follow exactly like when he starts standing up. She will try to like kind of stay on level with him as he's standing up. Isaac, what did you feel?
Stolen life. It was mine now.
You felt the rhythm.
Yeah.
She'll just kind of scrawl down. I've never heard of that.
And he looks down at the corpse. I will be doing that again.
And with that, pee-pee time. We're going to take a quick break.
Pee-pee time.
So, Eddie, I will
Yes.
have to tell you what Gianna scrawled in your notebook.
Yeah, I'll read it.
I'll send it to you in the chat to you.
Okay. So, those of you in the stream, thank you very much. We love you. We will be right back. We're just going to take a very short break and then return to the antics shortly. Stay tuned.
Sergeant First Class Mark Wood.
Yay!
All right.
And we are back.
Hello, Moto.
The second half, or the second portion, because it's probably not a whole half, but the second portion of today's Sabbat game is brought to you by Delwood Oleomargarine.
That we
No,
might
it's
go
not.
and do something with.
I know everyone else loves that stuff, but I'm really into maybe burning down the factory where they make it.
Zed, you have the whole factory for Dalio Margarine laid out and ready to go, right? You have the map ready?
Yeah, we're all good.
Right now. Do you have all the characters and everything ready for that?
We know whatever that is.
Dalewood Oleomargarine Company?
I 100% have... Oh, yeah. Yep. I have it.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Brock sent it to him.
Actually not sure if you're lying or not. Genuinely unsure.
So here's what I'm going to say. I will say that Throck did not, but I know what it is, and we're fine if you want to go there. And if anyone else wants to go there, that's cool too. Say the Camarilla and the Anarchs. In fact, if the entire game wants to have their finale at the Dalewood Oleomargarine factory,
That would be amazing.
I would be entirely okay with that.
It turns out that's like where an artifact of grand power is held, and it's just going to be this royal rumble in the margarine pits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I will say, which is that whenever the entire stream, all three games agree to go to the margarine factory, that will be the final game, whatever game that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we don't go today. I
mean, no spoilers or nothing, but you know.
No
There are
spoilers.
demons in the Dalio Margarine Company. I repeat, there are demons in the Dalio Margarine Factory.
All right. Yeah. So
Demon, Oleomargarine.
Isaac is going to kind of be writing itself. He appreciates what Isaac did, drawing a cross and blood on his forehead, but he's also like, this is also like sticky and unpleasant. So I'm just gonna watch that off.
I mean, it's like receiving ashes. You don't. know
Well,
what-
yeah,
Gianna
like,
actually might
whatever.
clean it
No.
off him for
What's
him.
that?
Gianna might clean it off him for him. Apparently, he doesn't know how to bathe himself. Gianna's not okay with this.
Well, there's plenty of time and opportunity before he's not right now. He is not his normal like straight to business self. He's
Noticing.
very much in his head right now.
Noticing. Okay, fine with that.
Yeah.
That was a
No, a
wonderful
brooding
blessing that
vampire.
you-
Goodness.
I'm sorry. Is this Wednesday? I'm confused.
All right. So you guys are in the chapel. Isaac has just had his I don't know, Sabbat confirmation, and yeah, y'all were chatting. You do still have you do still have your agent tied up. You have.
Yeah, I was gonna go and look at him. Just glance. I'm like, we should probably deal with him now.
Is that what you guys all do, or did you have more conversations to occur? Because you're also, I believe, initially talking about the fallout with the right hand.
We've already dealt with that, I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were 100% done talking.
Oh,
about it.
no, I guess not. Never mind. But I think Gianna would also want to deal with the agent, because I don't know that he's that useful anymore.
I'm going to sit with Isaac.
So, again, I wish to make clear that I have nothing but respect for you, Gianna. Showing weakness on purpose to enemies, it is a good tactic. They underestimate. They think we are lesser in those cases.
Mm.
So that when we strike, they do not expect it.
I wish my anger had been intentional. But
It
was calculated.
Speaking of weakness and all that, and killing vampires, can we get this fellow to make those guns and lights work?
Gianna?
That might be useful.
This is your toy.
Are we speaking to him now?
That'd be fine. I don't know how much more use he's going to be. We'll see. Let's go. Let's go chat.
Let's go wake up the soldier.
Yeah, I'll just slap him on the side of the face.
Ivan, I just pulled this out, right?
So actually, that's a little bit difficult. So here's what. So you walk over to find that the agent has been altered significantly over the amount of time that Sebastian has had alone with him.
Aww.
And his
gore
face...
warning.
Oh yeah, gore warning.
Here it comes.
So what you see, actually, here I can give you a perfect.
There's the Dice Butler Vampires, a game of horror. We're about to be in a scene that might be difficult.
Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find a very specific.
A picture?
Are you looking for a picture?
Yes.
Is it a Picasso painting?
No. Okay, I might not be able to find this as cleanly as I was hoping for. Essentially, oh no, here we go. Here we go. So let me. How do I? Hang on. Open image in new tab. Book. Okay, so if any of you have ever seen Pink Floyd's The Wall, that link is a photo of a bunch of school children, but that's essentially what this guy looks like right now.
Oh, sweet mother of God.
So
he keeps messing with him and trying to put him back, but he's not competent enough to do that.
Oh no. Sebastian has taken most of the skin and fat and muscle from this guy's legs and feet and has been building up his neck and his face and just covering him in it's like baby soft smooth. He's turned his whole head into a marble essentially, and he's there's a straw there or that is a breathing tube, and then there are there's two tiny little pinholes for eyes, and everything else is just covered in layer upon layer of flesh.
Isaac's I'm not touching that.
Give him a mouth.
Who
A
are you
moment.
talking to?
I'm talking to Sebastian. Give him a mouth. We need to ask him
Oh,
questions.
Sebastian in the room? Okay.
He wasn't, but he can be.
Sure.
I assumed he was in there going like, "My pretty." And, like,
No.
talking.
Sebastian. Sebastian locked himself in his room when Isaac was talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, then
killing
you know
him.
what? You know what? Let's keep Sebastian out of here so we break his toy. We don't upset him.
No. I need to speak with Sebastian right now.
Are you angry at him?
And Ivan's just going to walk out the room and down to the lobby.
He needs a mouth. I take out my knife. I'm
Ah,
gonna give him a mouth.
Gianna puts her hand over Eddie's.
I mean,
There
he
is
can do it. I think I
there
could do
is
it.
a time for patience.
Okay, Ivan, what do you do?
Knocking on the door.
One moment. And you hear like furniture being
Great.
rapidly moved out of the way again. Yes? Oh, master. Yes. And he opens the door all the way. Yes. How may I help
Come
you?
upstairs.
Okay. Yes, master. And he will follow you.
Go back up there.
Is he looking
And-
nervous at all?
And gestures to the agent. Bye.
He looked better that way. Also, he kept moaning, and I thought it would be interesting to see what would happen if I moved things from there to there. My next plan was to make him an ass face, but that was I hadn't gotten to it yet. But I did learn an awful lot about. Did you know that the fat, once you remove it, it crumbles or melts? It's very difficult to work with. But the muscle and the skin, that stuff, that is like putty. It works quite well to make sort of whatever you want. You should actually, if you get the second, if you take a look at this little deedle over there, I have. If he ever does get to go home, he will make his wife very happy.
I see. This is an interesting first attempt. Well done. As for the fats, the easiest thing to do is to move it, as opposed to remove it and then reapply it. Moving it around within the body is effective, as opposed to removal when it becomes less able to be replaced. Not impossible, but difficult.
Thank you, Master. Thank you very much. I would be interested to know exactly how you would do such a thing. When I attempted it, I actually nearly gave him a heart attack, as the fat had got into his veins and then it circulated around. I had to move things to keep him alive.
This is a mistake most make in the beginning. This one did not die. That is impressive. Again, well done. I'm sorry, did you all need to speak? Oh, right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, if we could hurry along, please.
Right, a mouth and just reaches, like, takes the straw out, reaches into the thing and just...
And a tongue.
He still has one. I never took his tongue.
Oh. All right.
So now it's just kind of like that.
Yep.
And a gate, like, it's like a really weird bowling ball going on.
Uh-huh.
You know, he looks rather useless to me,
Well, if
at
you
least for information.
dominate him,
He's just moaning.
Can still speak.
can I slap him on the face a little bit?
Yeah, but you don't know if he feels it.
How much more? Is he still doped up? Sebastian?
I go looking for an IV. Do I find an IV?
I mean, yeah, you guys have, what, 4? 2? 2 left, I think?
IV bags?
Yeah.
We
How many
told-
do you want?
Well, no, last time we
The
told Sebastian,
morphine that's dripping of the guy.
but we told him to get him ready for us the next time we wanted to come speak to him.
Yes, but you didn't tell me exactly when you would want to speak to him, and then you all went off, and then there were things that happened, and I was left alone, and I got bored.
It is reasonable.
I can remove the mask. It's just extra on top.
That's fine.
No. Do not undo your work so easily.
No. Let's speak with him tomorrow night then.
You wish to feed this first. Finish the job.
Who are you talking to, Ivan?
Oh, to Gianna.
True.
Do you want to give him to Benny? Maybe
Neep.
get information out of him?
Yana gives him
No,
more
this
blood.
this is Gianna's pet.
Gives him more blood. She has done it 3 times now.
Okay.
At the very least, he can be an extra hand for Sebastian if we find no other use for him.
I
Well-
don't know that I trust him enough.
Did it work? Do you feel like connected to him on a spiritual level? I don't know how ghouling works. I've never made one.
No.
Okay.
There's an easy way to tell.
Hey, are you a ghoul yet? I yell into the hole of his face.
I don't know what ghouling is.
I thought
But
you
what
knew all
you
about
do
aberrants.
here is that he
Suddenly starts talking.
starts sounding
Aberrant.
almost normal,
It,
as if he's perhaps healing a bit.
Eddie, it worked.
Hey,
Yeah?
what's your name?
Why can't I see anything?
Shut up. What's your name?
I've told
I mean,
you my name.
wait. Shut up now and then tell me what your name is.
I've told you my name.
What
It's
is it?
John.
Don't. Let's see if you remember.
Atwood. My last name is Atwood.
Your name is John Atwood. Do you remember why you're here?
Because you're assholes.
Very true. All right. He's
Wait.
good.
John, what are we?
Assholes.
Much better.
John, do you know what just happened?
Not really.
John, do you know why your guns hurt us so much?
Yeah,
Why?
Fire.
because it's extra special technology.
Because it's extra. Okay.
The federal government is aware of your activities and has been working to erase you for quite some time.
Except when I used this, or when one of ours used this gun against another one of ours, it had very little effect. Do you know why that would be, John?
Yeah, your pattern resonance is off.
What the shitballs is that?
You are not a human, and you don't have a soul. These things operate by the activation of a soul.
Interesting. So if you don't know what a ghoul is. Do you know what a ghoul is, John?
If you're talking about the half-breeds that you have running around doing your bidding, yes, I'm aware.
Would one of them be able to use a gun?
Probably not. I wouldn't know, though.
Roxy, do
We
you
could
still
try
have
that.
it? Still have it.
Yeah,
I have
I
one
only
too.
fired it, I think, once, so there's still ammo in there.
Here, can we? She puts her hands out. Can I borrow it?
Could I suggest we use a flashlight
Yeah.
instead?
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
fair.
God.
That's
I
fair.
guess. Who has the flashlight?
Ivan. You still
Ivan.
have it from when you flashed Radiant.
Place the flashlight.
That means Sebastian should be able to do it too.
We'll see.
Oh,
Yeah, but Gianna has her hand out.
yeah. Just hand it to Gianna and step far to the side. Maybe
She
just
puts it
put her
in
hand-
his hands, and she'll actually kind of sit in front of it. Turn it on.
Who are you? Oh, she put the flashlight in the agent's hand?
Yeah, in John Atwood's hands.
Um,
I
She
stand
has it-
on the side.
She has it pointed at her.
okay, he turns on the flashlight and immediately tries to pull it away from Gianna and point it at anyone else, just wildly waving.
Yeah,
it to them.
she'll potently hold his hand there.
Okay, that works. Then he'll kind of struggle, but the flashlight is on.
Is it burning me?
Nope.
Damn it.
Ah, he's ruined.
Well, John, you're
Useless.
useless now.
Not entirely true.
Because that didn't work.
What didn't work?
Your flashlight.
Okay.
You know why?
What does that make you?
I mean, I figured that you had already ruined me ages ago when you turned my face into a clown mask.
That's fixable.
Entirely so.
Or when you fed off me or beat me up or broke all of my
He's
limbs.
taking this
or
very well.
really
I think
did all of the
Sebastian.
horrible things that you've done to me.
I think Sebastian made you well endowed, though. But with that awful face, I don't think it's gonna matter.
So the
This is
issue,
fixable.
and Sebastian, can you hear me right now, Sebastian? You fucking asshole! Can you hear me, Sebastian? Yeah, you forgot to leave a hole, Sebastian.
Ooh.
So I'm actually in really incredible pain right now. Look,
I'll handle that.
I've done everything that I can to try
Ivan
to
is
will
going
myself
to
to die.
catheterize in the process.
Oh my god.
While he's talking.
Okay. This guy at this point.
Just let him.
So at this point, this guy is so far removed from the concept of physical pain that he grunts briefly at the initial onset, like, and then just keeps talking. I have tried to will myself to die so many times now, and it hasn't happened yet. And I'm still here, and I'm still in this bed, and I've been horribly maimed and destroyed beyond belief. I'm really just waiting for the ultimate demise. So if there's any way that I could possibly be less useful to you, I would welcome that.
Let's just keep him alive.
Opportunity.
Fun. I agree, Roxy.
Do understand that if I ever make it out of here, though, it will be my entire remaining life's mission to see you and everyone like you burned into ashes.
What, are you gonna walk out of here?
Oh, I don't think you understand. See, I've managed to stay alive this entire time through every terrible, horrible, awful thing that you've done to me, which tells me that God still has some kind of purpose for my existence.
No, I do.
We do.
I do. You are my ghoul.
Well, I choose to see it differently.
You live because I have intended so.
Okay.
You are gaining strength again because I have intended so.
Yes, because your hubris knows no limits, and because you will eventually create the tool that will destroy you.
This guy knows hubris.
Yes, I think he was using the word, Eddie. Sebastian, I don't think I need to hear your toy anymore right now.
Gianna, is there a way to ensure his loyalty? Ensure.
No.
Time. Maybe.
Then
Take away his legs.
I don't
no.
think he's worth it.
Listen, then at this point, I would have to say that he is a lost cause. You essentially are dealing with someone akin to Isaac. Do you really honestly believe that if the Camarilla ever got a hold of Isaac, that they'd ever be able to turn him? No. This goes deeper than torturing him. These are his ideals. This is what this man lives and breathes for.
This is a true believer.
Yeah, I don't think you can break that. You can dominate him and do all these things, but as you can see, every ounce of pain that he feels, it'll only bolster his strength just as it would for Isaac. I believe we have essentially the human version of an extreme zealot, again, akin to Isaac. And if I was on the other side and I captured Isaac, I would just kill him. You're never going to turn him. You'll never be able to trust him. He will then eventually start playing us and pretending to be loyal to us for, just as he said, the ultimate goal of seeing us burn to the ground.
Eddie, what's your insight rating?
One.
At your earliest convenience, please spend XP to increase that.
Okay.
Thank you. Continue.
I have no XP.
No, I understand.
I will as soon as I do it. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So, you have a point, Eddie. Sebastian, can we just mute him?
Sebastian, better yet, are we decided that Eddie's correct? I am in agreement.
I agree. Use him for whatever else you find useful. Maybe string him up for the fountain. Or whatever.
No, I was going to say who's
Isn't there
hungry.
something wrong with his blood?
Oh,
Ivan said that it tingled.
Sebastian will actually walk over to Ivan and sort of whisper, if you'd like, I could make matryoshka, nesting dolls out of him.
Sebastian. Bovan, are we in agreement?
I believe he is of no use to us at this point.
Right then.
But we have
John,
learned how the weapons
you
work.
believe in God, correct?
Who are you asking?
John.
Of course I believe in God.
Sebastian, show him God.
Absolutely, sir. Sebastian will grab a numbing...
Baby's first kill.
Yes. So, yes, thank you for the gore warning. Sebastian will grab a shot of just lost all of my words. Novocaine, essentially. He's gonna grab a topical nerve
anesthetic.
Thank you. God, Jesus, what happened there? Topical anesthetic, and will deaden all the nerves surrounding his throat, and he will then melt away the skin around his esophagus and carotid, opening up his throat. He will then remove first the agent's vocal cords, silencing him as he was asked to do. He will take the vocal cords, and he sits there and he plays with them. He stretches them like a rubber band. At one point, he shoots one across the chapel, and giggles a bit. And then he will start taking different veins and tying them up into each other, so that they essentially just kind of feed back on themselves. And so the body continues as it is, but the head starts to turn purple and purple and purple and purple, and then sags to the side.
Well done, Sebastian.
Why didn't you just stab him in the head?
I learned more this way.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm just gonna leave. I was like, whatever.
Thank you. May I play with the remains still?
Please do.
Thank you very much. And he will he'll take a scoop of flesh and just carry it out with him.
Sebastian, before you leave, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Are you able to do some of the things that Ivan is able to do to us?
Not yet.
Okay.
Unless you would like bigger dick.
I'm good.
All right.
It does a job. See ya. All right, that's it.
He can be broken of this. He will learn to grow out of the juvenile entertainments.
Actually, I would like to address the pack about what Eddie mentioned. If I were captured, you're not mistaken. But what is our expectation for the rest of the pack?
If you were captured?
You? Whether it be the mortals or Camarilla or whatever.
The Camarilla will never have anything from me.
But what do you... Well, put it this way. If I'm captured, don't look for me.
You don't get a choice. But if you're captured, I mean, I would agree on that, but it would be...
If you're captured, leave a trail.
I agree.
Bleed
I
all
think we
over the
should
place.
never allow ourselves to be used as bait. I really would plead you, do not follow and look for me. If I can get out, I will, and I will find you. If I cannot, I'm dead. Because at the very least, I have the skill and capacity to guarantee my own death. Better than this fool.
Right.
Here's my thought, and I've been giving it much since the Camarilla incident. They are fractious and prone to infighting. Our strength lies together.
Yes.
We should be traveling and working entirely together. We have the biggest mistakes that have been made have been when we have been alone.
I agree.
Yeah.
We had been able to
So-
go with you.
Eddie,
I think.
Yes.
It would have been much better.
in fact, with permission, doctors, I think we should play a game of instinct.
Oh, not these goddamn games again. Look, the last game took
Well,
so
Eddie,
long.
Eddie,
Yeah.
you made a point earlier, and I think Ivan's building on it. We need to learn how to fight together.
War games.
Exactly.
Games teach us things.
All right, on one condition. These war games, all right? You know what? As just one of the pack, I will impart this request that these war games have to be tied into the actual things that we need to do.
Exactly.
So if we need to go take down one of the names on the list, let's make it a war game.
We need to install a replacement for.
I'm sorry, at a game, this is so fucking insane. These people are out of their goddamn minds. All right, we have targets to go take down. Let's make it a game. What is wrong with you?
Would you like to play a game?
Welcome
Let's
to the
make
monkey
rules. Yes, rules. All right, I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry.
We need to install our replacements for Big Tony. We can accomplish this by working as a unit and taking out the competition and capturing, converting, and installing a replacement. Secondly, we have names on a list. We have a margarine factory we could infiltrate. There are still... Actually, has Ivan noticed that the streets have been like full of police and riots?
Yes.
That's okay.
I was gonna say Gianna listens to
It's like, I don't know if he's even noticed.
Oh yeah, he noticed.
Okay.
It's hard to ignore the like many checkpoints and like large police / military presence.
Less police on the streets does.
There are police. We can take out groups of them. We can, again, capture, kill, convert. We can.
We do.
Ooh.
Ivan,
Yes.
there's been chaos in the city.
Yes.
You were complaining about how useless the right hand was with their shovel.
Yes.
If we have shovel heads with skills.
Yes.
Police and military, I would suggest. We have a couple of M1 grants to give them. But again, these have to be... there's no way to guarantee loyalty amongst them.
Oh, no, we don't need loyalty at the shovel heads.
Those who
Oh, you're making shovelheads. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, a good soldier with an M1 against, send him maybe into an apartment complex, and he'll be able to wipe out basically everybody in that apartment complex.
Especially frenzying.
Not many civilians carry guns.
I have an idea. They made 1 pack of shovel heads. Let's make 5.
Yes.
The question is, do we then mix them up and spread them in different places, or do we have the La Sombra shovel heads all
Yes.
mess in one place? And
That's how we
Mix in
compete.
that. Go ahead.
Cough, cough. What about the tuberculosis plan? Cough, cough.
yes, we're doing a game and then we're dealing with it. But
Do both. Ivan, what do you need for the TB plan to work?
We need carriers. The shovel heads could make excellent carriers. They will not do everything, but they will leave some survivors. And those survivors will begin getting sick, and that will spread it.
Those survivors will be brought directly to hospitals for their wounds.
Exactly.
In the hospitals, they may be able to spread tuberculosis into hospitals that are not built to contain it.
All right.
along with spreading it to the visitors who come to them and people who work in the hospital and go to their homes.
Because they would not expect them to have tuberculosis. Yes, Isaac.
To play this game, you must bring us each a bag of blood from your patients so that we can give it to our shovel heads before they go out.
That will be easy to accomplish, yes. I must complete my ghouling of one of the nurses there. Speaking of, did Ivan make another level of that with Jenny last time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ivan, honestly, at this point, Ivan can have anyone there he wants to have Gould. It's been 4 days,
3 days since you started there.
Like he would want to be working on like the administrator and at least Jenny. That way, it's the beginning of controlling everyone.
Okay, yeah, he can certainly have his 3 done. The administrator, he doesn't see him all the time, so that one would be more difficult. But anyone on his shift, certainly, at this point, could be.
Excellent. Yeah, he's going to be taking the...
I really love the new head doctor. He always brings us donuts every day.
Would there be any ill effects to us being carriers?
Would there... Say again?
Would there be any... Yeah. If there's any ill effects to us being carriers. I wouldn't mind having some of that blood then.
Yes, let us, we can easily get you some blood. And with my doctors in control of quarantines and planning, they are already aware of our plans.
Wait, vampires were immune to it?
Yes, we are immune to most diseases.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's just go start spitting on people.
All right, let's stop talking about this. Let's do this.
Okay, so first we go and start taking down police and military. We are going to that was the idea, right? We're going to and transfer
5 groups of 5.
Gianna still has Eddie's book. She flipped back to the words, and
I want my book back because now I have to start making notes.
Yeah.
Fine. Back to you. What if we work in teams, or do we want all of us to go together?
Oh no, we work together. This is the entire point of this game of instinct.
Making sure.
Not make the same mistake that our leaders made when they put 2 hands on this job.
Exactly.
Now, when we take down a squad, should we only leave? My assumption is with each squad that we take down, we take 1 survivor of that squad, and then turn them. That way, we can practice our battle tactics as well as practice not killing the shit out of everybody that we meet.
Well, as long as they aren't completely torn apart, they can be turned.
Yeah, we can grab 2 or 3.
You're right. They can heal.
Situation.
Yes, they just don't. They just can't be fully torn apart.
Okay.
That on the night of waking is almost impossible to deal with.
And just keep in mind that some of the tactics I wrote down are completely lethal, and we'll do.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
We practice some of them.
And we need to decide where we're going to place them.
The desert?
No.
Somewhere inside the city. An industrial area are good. Residential neighborhoods.
You were saying how Benny said that Don Sebastian might start sticking his head up with the chaos.
Yes.
Since the prince apparently is potentially gone, which, fine, whatever. But the tailors we went to, she pulls out from her pocket a logbook. It looks like a tailor's logbook and points to D. Sebastian. It was months ago, but he was there.
Oh, interesting.
Near the tailor shop is what you want.
So the tailor, it would get someone's attention.
Let's set the shovel heads in the back room of the tailor shop.
Or in their backyard.
Okay.
I think we need to silence them if we're to take an hour or 2 to bury a bunch of...
That should only be...
we could just use them instead.
Well, yes.
Only 1 group of 5 should go there. We should spread them throughout the city.
I agree.
And also... major population areas. I would suggest... How do the sewers look right now? Do we know anything about the sewers? I imagine the sewers are spooky because Nosferatu like to hide in sewers. But that might be a good place to just throw shovel head. What?
We could place some shovel heads in a morgue.
Oh, fuck. That's a good idea. They'll be able to tear their way out of there. No problem.
If we can, perhaps put another group near another hospital.
Oh yes, one very. Yes.
That's a good idea.
Is there another
That's a good
tuberculosis
idea.
hospital? Perhaps we can route more people our direction.
Wherever we place these shovelheads, they might believe that that's where we are, and that's where we're stationed. That's an excellent fucking
If I was them, I would not think that we would shit where we eat.
Yes, and
So, however, I think this is a good plan, and we shall engage in a reign of terror across the city for
Well, then what about this?
nights.
One of the packs may be near your hospital, and then a number of other hospitals throughout the city. That way, your hospital is a victim of the attack. And if anybody comes knocking, be like, I don't know what the hell, but maybe one of the hospitals absolutely was not touched. Or a warehouse or a factory, something.
Misdirection,
Let's
yes.
get
Yeah,
started.
misdirection, exactly.
So,
Then yes.
how do we want to actually... Sorry, I want to get moving on to the mechanical stuff because we're getting later.
Sorry.
A question for like the ST, how do we want to do this since this is like numerous encounters in a row is what we're going to do?
So we're basically done for today. So we're going to wrap it up for today. And then what I'm going to want you guys to do is in between this game and next game, I want you to make a list of priorities, basically. And like make a plan, and we're going to stick to the plan. Who do you want to go first? Who do you want to go second? Etc. And then we'll go do those things in whatever order you decide.
map of LA to go off of.
Yes, you do have a map of LA to go off of, and in fact, here. Or here. If you...
And not that one. There we go. Thank you.
It's kind of a whatever.
I know, but technically speaking, we shouldn't see the one with all the where people are thing.
Yep.
Where people?
Diafear, I like your idea. I think we should do it next time, but I do want to follow the Stink Razor because it is a specific fundraiser thing that they are doing this time.
Right? Is B1 is in that, or Bisonic is in that, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, Bisonic's in that stream. He was mentioning it the other
Mostly,
day.
I'm trying to figure out why, because I could have sworn that I followed Stinkrat, and maybe I don't. What? Can someone please type the name of the channel
is...
into chat, because I'm just not seeing it.
I don't know.
Okay, so with that said, we are going to go ahead and do our wrap up. So ups, downs, nominations, and plugs.
We leave the pack as they get really excited and start pointing to maps and be like, la da da da.
Yeah, the camera sort of slowly
slowly pans and fades.
Pans out as they're planning. Yeah, well, I mean, so totally want to give the love to new peeps, and I would like to find them next time. I'm going to follow that channel that you suggested, Diafear, so that we can spread some love next time around. Because I am on the more people and new people is good people concept. But Stinkrat is doing a pretty sweet thing over there, and I definitely want to get in on it and let them feel some of our warmth after such a touching and emotional session we just had today.
I liked it. Touchy.
There wasn't action, but I really liked this song.
There were emotions, certainly. Many things were felt by many. So let's go ahead. I want to start with Gianna. Up, down, nom, plug.
I think my up today was seeing more of the interactions, and god damn it, that she can go die in the fire, but at the same time,
she will.
She's perfect. Like, she is the perfect foil, and I appreciate that. But it was the emotional reactions and stuff like that was super intense, and I really appreciate that. I don't think I have it down, other than my stupid headphones being an ass. That's my down. Okay. My headphones were an ass. My nom is straight up going to Isaac, though. Like, I know that he's been talking about this idea for a while and trying to be like how do I do this? How would I be able to affect something like this to happen? And it was super cool getting to see it finally happen, and getting to see the consequences and the benefits from it. So it was really cool. So thank you very much for that.
Excellent. And where can people find you?
People can find me at Mrs. OG Crown on the Twitter. If you add an underscore between the Mrs. and the OG, you find my Twitter or my Instagram, which is where I put everything. Otherwise, I just play in this game, but I'm always in the chat on the vampire games. So come chat with us.
Excellent. Ivan.
Hey everybody, I am Capcheck, or at Captain J Cross on the Twitters, and yeah, this was great. I mean, it was a big info dump. We had a lot of things that we needed to get like tied up and ready, and now I think we're ready to start just really crushing into a couple things, and we'll see how that all goes. As far as nomination, yeah, Isaac, hands down. That was a beautiful, transformative moment for the character, and I loved it. Loved it. As far as where you can find me here every Saturday on Welcome to the Party for the Sabbat game of the Crusade of Thorns. You can also find me, again, on Welcome to the Party. All of these are going to be the second, fourth, and fifth Tuesdays for Mimic Nights run by Shogun over here. I'm pointing in a direction and I have no idea where he is. Fridays.
The way it's played out, you cannot point at me.
No, I know. And then on Fridays, every Friday for Dragon Dark Days, which is the 5th edition game that just left the Waterdeep place and is on the way to Schultz. So yeah, it's fun.
And that is run by Throckmorton, yes?
It is run by Throck.
Next up, I want to hear from Eddie.
Oh, I am Evan. On Twitter, I am Evan Jennings 64. On everything else, I am Zombie Love Juice, Instagram and such. And I loved this session. This was I love combat in games, but I love the role playing and I love the planning and I love how much we gotta think about shit. And our plans are super evil, and I fucking love it. And this was really good. I had a good time. I had a great time with this one. My nomination, I think this is also probably going to be unanimous, but I also choose Isaac because of the, I thought he was just like, I'm just freaking out and like losing my marbles. And I was like, chill, man. But he was like, no, this is a point. I'm doing this on purpose. I like that. That was really good. That it actually had
I forgot about that.
He's trying to be
clapping his hands away.
I love it. So my nomination definitely goes to Isaac. I don't have, I guess, you know what? My one down is all of us are pretty long-winded. I think that's the problem. We're all very long-winded people. We like to talk, but I mean, we kind of make it, it doesn't make sense that Eddie is, but it makes sense that Ivan is. So he's like, oh, yes, that is. And he gets lost in the surgical shit. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, were we doing something? It's like, shit. But I mean, whatever. I still have fun with it.
I think you just described role playing. It's okay.
Cool. You know what? As long as everybody's having fun, I'm having a great time. This is awesome, and that's all I care about. I just care that I'm having fun. Anyway, this is awesome. I nominate Isaac, and I think that's it.
Roxy.
Hello, I am Amanda, and I can be found around the internet on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter at Jumi of Diamonds. I don't have a down for this session. These kinds of sessions are actually my favorite kind. So I always have a really fun time in kind of more RP based sessions like this. So I don't have a down, but I do have like 2 ups, and that is definitely the whole Missy drama with Gianna. That is definitely a plus for me, as well as Isaac frenzying and giving in to the beast a little bit there. That is something actually that I don't know if it's necessarily so much my character as much as it is me, but I would love to actually frenzy. That is something I have huge interest in. So you doing it was just like such a happy moment for me. So I am giving my nomination definitely to Isaac for that. That's it.
And finally, Isaac.
Hey, I am Shogun117 on Twitter, and I run the Shadowrun game, which is every other Thursday. I play in the Pokemon game, which is those other Thursdays, and I run the Mimic Nights game, which is 2nd, 4th, and 5th Tuesdays of every month, and we're finally gonna get back to it. I'm so excited. I've got awesome stuff prepped for this. It's just this next Tuesday. And I'm here for every Saturday. Very, very happy with this session. This was very cool. I'm ready to get into the stuff we're about to do. I'm super happy. I really liked having this moment with this character. Like he's dedicated to something, but he knows that like the traditional path of like becoming more dedicated to Kane is kind of not really open to him, because he's not gonna ever become like studious or remember what all the rights are. He probably can't even remember, like if he was told the Milan Code, he probably wouldn't even remember the whole thing. But he can try and follow this line of thought. He's talking with Ivan about like, is this the voice of Kane? Is the beast the voice of Kane? Is it, or some kind of advisor? And so he's trying to follow that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Wonderful.
So ups, I think Gianna did great interacting with Missy. I think that Ivan did great interacting with Missy. Eddie did awesome, just like strategy and insight into characters. And I really like what Roxy did, just being this like almost like, because she's invisible half the time, it's almost like she is our conscience, our evil conscience. Like she's just like, hey, you should add this person's name to the book.
You should do this.
Roxy is our Jiminy Cricket.
I was going to say
Twisted evil Jiminy Cricket.
Downs, I got no downs other than I didn't get to kill Misty this session.
That's a job for Gianna.
Yeah. We'll figure out all that later. And nomination, it's difficult. I think Gianna just just crossing the line of, okay, no, we don't care about being courteous anymore. You are our enemy now. And we're just like, yeah, everyone was on the same page after that conversation. And I really like that.
Yeah, okay, so first off, a couple of things. I did forget about our plugs at the beginning, so I just want to mention them now. Please go check out So Nerdware, sonerdware.com. If you use the code WELCOME, then you can get 10% off your order, and we do now have Welcome to the Party merch, including...
The link is in the tab.
Yes, the link is in the thing.
Is in the chat.
Also, where's my mug? Oh,
I have my mug right here.
Show your mug, because mine is my mug is in the kitchen.
A mug. It's Crusade of Thorns.
Yes, they have Crusade of Thorns stuff, or I can rep my old game, the New to the Party. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Which is going to be coming back as something else.
Yeah, we're still. Currently, the plan is to call it just the party, but I feel like that might be a little presumptuous.
Return to the party?
Oh, maybe, or like back at the party, or well, anyway. So we'll get to that. But and then also obviously check out Rainbow Railroad, which you can also find the link for down below. They are an organization that helps members of the LGBTQIA, etc. community who are in places that are hostile to their physical well-being get from those places to places that are more welcoming and friendly and loving. So do please check them out. If at any point you have that urge to like send us some bits, don't bother. Send bits or actual dollars really over to Rainbow Railroad, please. Otherwise, thank you all. Oh, there is also, I should point out, there is a Dalewood oleomargarine shirt in the works right now. So
we need it so bad.
Yeah, I know. I will rock that out in public, and no one will know why, and I'll be quite happy about it.
And then we randomly walk across someone who's seen any of the vampire streams, and they'll be like,
"It's gonna look like an old actor."
Yes.
By the way,
so
bookkeeping, we're up to 40 kill count.
Oh, nice. Okay, so as far as following me, obviously I'm available on Twitter. I don't do a whole heck of a lot there, but I am trying to get better about it. Although, a word of warning, I do sometimes post political stuff. I'm super fucking liberal, so if that's an issue for you, yeah, just letting you know now. If Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez retweets are a problem for you, then don't bother following me. I guess I'll just say that. So beyond that, though, the game is here every Saturday at noon. Please do also check out the Anarch game and the Camarilla game. The Anarch game is on Tuesdays over at Soul Bear RPG at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the Camarilla game is back here on Welcome Party RPG, and that is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do please go. Thank you, Bone Rots. So please do check out both of the other streams, especially because sometimes you might not be aware, but last game session they had a drop in from Isaac over at the Cam game. Ivan. God damn it! Fuck. All right. Well, that's an extra XP for Ivan then this time. Okay, so total XP for each of you guys. 6 XP for Portia and Zombie and Jumi. And then 7 XP for Jack and 8 XP for Shogun. Because Shogun gets the nom, and because I fucked up his name earlier, and I fucked up... Well, anyway, names, damn it! Names! I'm gonna have to kill one of your characters and then force you to come back with a name that doesn't start with I.
Yeah. We all have different letters. Why did you pick the same?
If you kill Ivan, I'm gonna come back with Rodney.
My real fast, my uppy downy. I too, though it's a bit of a cop out, have no particular downs. I guess the only down that I have is that I only have, so much time that I can dedicate this to any given week, and of course it would be really great if we could just do this all the time, but that's sort of the nature of role-playing games in general anyway. Beyond that, ups, all of the fucking roleplay was grand. You guys all had standout moments, I felt, today. Isaac was clearly feeling himself and very much in the moment.
Gross.
Right? And that was pretty damn cool. But I thought everyone had moments where it was just like, yes, that's exactly what that character would do. So that was great fun for me to watch and to get to run. So thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and we are going to raid. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, Bone Rats. You totally. Hang on.
I'm also a teacher. I teach.
Oscar-Weto? Is that... How close am I? Oscar-Weto? I'll wait for Bone Rats to let me know.
Oscar-Weto. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out. So...
Oscar-Wato.
Okay.
Oscar-Wato. Okay.
I don't feel like I was all that far off. But anyway.
Based on pronunciation, or based on spelling, no.
Still would have gotten you some candy, though. So you have a mental Jolly Rancher from me thrown directly at your head, which is what I do with my students. And otherwise, we will see you guys here next week. I'm setting up the raid.
What? We're gonna raid?
We're gonna go raid some...
We never do that.
Fundraising action over at Thread Raiders. So, say goodbye, everybody, and we will see you all next week.
I think I have enough for Obten 4.
I think you might, and also here's a cute sleeping
cat.
Oh,
what a cute little food.
Hi, kitty, I'm gonna come.
Wait, there we go. Hey. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm so excited for werewolves being near the city.
Why do you need more things to do?
I love werewolves.
We need to go dog tagging.